I'm on. How are you people? Sorry, I'm typing. I will get to live stream soon, but I need to finish typing. Sorry. Okay. Hello, humans from everywhere. How are you doing? Tell me, how is the weather at your place? Because I've heard some really, really horrible weather in the world, in different places. I mean, back home in China, there's like huge floods and super hot weather in places that are literally baking. I mean, by China's standard, we're not using India's standard. That's a different thing. You have flood in United States, which was horrible a few days ago. It's so bad. So sad too. Also, I know Europe is really hot. It's only early July. We're getting to this. Usually you wait till late July, August, you know, that's the worst time. But this year is like, no, we don't care. We're gonna give you 40 degrees plus now, right now. Just take it. If you could hear, I don't know if you could hear it in a live stream. Maybe not, because it may not pick it up, but I have AC running in my place. It's very loud. Since this morning, I switched it on about like an hour and a half ago, and it still hasn't stopped running. Because my place is like, it gets to a temperature, it stops. And then if it gets higher than that, it kind of starts running again. But it's been an hour and a half and it hasn't stopped. And it's morning. It's not that hot. It's trying to just get 3 degrees down, and it still hasn't managed to do so. Lovely. But if pollution is acting like a blanket, wouldn't that make it even hotter? Because it's like stuffing everything inside. 36 degrees is hot, but if it's not humid, it's still not the worst. The worst is if you have 36 degrees and you have like 80% humidity. That's when you want to die. Yeah. This year, Winnipeg like got hot early, and then it got cooler, and then it got hot for a few days, and then it gets cooler. Right now, where today it's a hot day compared to the last couple of days. Tomorrow it's gonna cool down again, and then it's gonna heat up. It's like it's going on this like roller coaster where I am. So it's like you maybe need AC for 1 day, and then you put it off like for 4 days, and you need to switch it on again. It's been going on like that. Anyway, this year is weird. Where I am, we didn't get it's a cankerworm, like those caterpillar, this year at all. Almost like no, which is very surprising. And it made all the leaves grow really well, which makes the tree outside my window, you can see like this year it has huge leaves. It managed to get like really big, thick, green, dark, huge leaves, bigger than last year. Almost all the trees kind of got bigger leaves because they didn't get the worms. I watch my tree grow every year. Like I was counting on how fast it grows, and I know this tree best, and this tree probably know me the best. We've been looking at each other for like 7 years. I should name it, because I'm the person who watches it the most. No, I think because my system where I am, the problem is it is not just in the room, it's the whole place is just run by one AC. And then its sensor is put in the middle part of the building where when it cools down, the top part of the building is still hot and the lower part is way too cold. And there's no way you can actually change that because it decides basically the sensor is in the middle. So when the middle is like 22 degree, which is already very cool, the top of the building is like 28. Barely okay to stay not sweating. And then the bottom is like 18, which is too cold. And this is where I live. I have no other way to get around this. So you have to, basically, ideally, I just want it to be like 26. 26, 27 is like the perfect Celsius degree for summer for me. But the problem is I cannot make it 26 here because if it is 26 here, up there it will be 30. Because hot air goes up, right? It's light, it goes up, you can't control the physics. And then cold air sunk. So like basement is super cold. And I can't stay in kitchen all the time because I need to work and sleep. It's like the dilemma of having this system. No, it's just not working, hey. So, July 2025, finally there's like at least one drama that makes me want to open my eyes in the morning. The first thing I want to see is check out the new episodes. I've been watching the last, I think 6 to 8 episodes, so last 3-4 days, I literally have been watching them in bed. And it updates at 6 p.m. in China, which is 5 a.m. where I am, which means I haven't been sleeping very well for the last 4 days because I wake up like 4:30. For the last 4 days, I think, roughly. And tomorrow is the last day. Thankfully, I only need to suffer tomorrow. But tomorrow is gonna be the day that they dump out everything till the end of the episode. So tomorrow is gonna be 35 to 40 of a dream within a dream. Obviously, you have to pay for the last, I think, 4 episodes. Because tomorrow is 35, 36, and then they put out 37 to 40 if you pay money. So tomorrow we're gonna have 6 episodes. I probably wouldn't even have time to watch through all of them before I have to sit down and make my weekly video because I have to shoot it in the morning, so I edit it, finish the subtitling, and it will always be afternoon, quite sometimes even late. So I can't afford watching the drama when it comes out. Actually, tomorrow it's gonna be exhausting. Tomorrow, maybe tomorrow I should just make a weekly video being really lazy and not talking about Chinese dramas at all. I'm just gonna, hey, I just don't want to break the 300 video in a row record, so I'm here sitting making a video, but I don't want to edit anything because I don't have time. I have 6 episodes to sit through. So people, maybe tomorrow I'm gonna do a weekly video where I'm just not gonna talk about anything specific. I'm just gonna say, sorry, I cheated. But it's been 300 weeks, so I think I earned 1 cheat. I don't know, like we shall see if I get around to make a video tomorrow. I haven't seen much development of Chinese drama, and honestly this week I don't think that many things have been newly announced or scheduled. Their time shifting of drama, like the Didi Raba drama has been shifted to end of July. The Sword Rose supposedly should come out on the 12th. Now it's on the 28th. CCTV moved it. But that's kind of the only move that has happened. Everything else is kind of like just happening according to plan. And then they switched the narcotic operation, which is the anti-drug drama that I talked about in the week of Tencent dramas, last week or the week before. They just put that into the Sword Rose CCTV slot. So previously it was 12th, they're gonna put Sword Rose, now they put the narcotic drama on, and then they push 2 weeks off, and you're gonna see it at the end of this month of Sword Rose, and that's kind of confirmed already. Because CCTV released the new trailer, it's kind of like, for sure. Not a huge problem. I mean, I want to watch that 迪丽热巴金世佳 drama. Like I'm curious to see how it turns out. So wouldn't really mind that. And then, you know, the one that they replaced it with is Qin Hao and Duan Yihong. So I also have no complaint. Hope it's worth watching. Yesterday, In the Name of Justice on Youku, Zhang Yi, Jiang Xin, that drama just finished. And it went on Weibo, Chinese Twitter's trending hashtag top called 烂尾, which is rotten tail, which means it crashed the ending. I was like, thank heavens I didn't invest my time into that drama. I watched a few episodes at the beginning. I tried multiple times trying to get into the plot and watch In the Name of Justice on Youku. I couldn't. I just couldn't get into the drama. I find it absolutely boring. I don't know why people find it good. I can't get it, but it seems it's getting like quite attraction online as it was airing. But I couldn't help it. Like I tried, I couldn't. I tried multiple times, I couldn't, so I gave up. And yesterday, apparently the last episode aired and people were not happy. Like the people who've been following the drama till the end were not happy. I'm like, whoa, guess lucky me. Cheat day. Maybe I'll just cheat tomorrow. I don't know. I'm a little bit sleepy right now. The Bai Jingting drama is okay. You know the new Bai Jingting drama? I watched the first episode. I find it pretty well paced and interesting. Then the second and third episodes I watched, it starts to drop off the pace. I was like, no, you're not doing that again. I only watched 3 episodes of the Justifiable Defense that aired yesterday or the day before yesterday. Yesterday, yes, on iQIYI. It is 张鲁一高叶白敬亭, and I watched all 3 episodes. The first episode, I thought it's an interesting story. Second, third, I'm like, okay, you're losing me. Maybe I'll give you 2 more episodes. If you still don't pick it up and then make it interesting, I'm gonna jump off. That's what I feel about Justifiable Defense. That was like the first 3 episodes. The first one is okay. Second, third starts to like completely just not interest me. Its pace is like not well designed, and I don't know, like it doesn't. I sense a type of setting a lot of things up and eventually turning out to be nothing, which I'm like, I maybe should wait because it's only 15 episodes. Maybe I should wait till it finishes, and then if the internet is like it is rotten tail again, then I wouldn't need to watch it. Really? I know like Justice in Name of Justice is a proper serious drama, no question, the way you look at it, right? As for the ending, because I haven't watched the whole thing, I don't know how crashed it is to make people so not like it that they put it on trending hashtag, but I guess it's bad. And if it really didn't end well. I think even the creators sent out a Weibo officially apologizing and telling people that they're gonna go back and sort of like get a meeting and figure out, you know, what went wrong, what should be improved and stuff. I don't know. So maybe it's really bad, but since it's that bad, thank heavens, internet helped me to save my time. So I don't want to go into it. I don't need to waste my life. We need a happy ending. I definitely think it's a happy ending, don't worry. If anyone is worrying about ADWAD, Dream Within a Dream, I think it's for sure a happy ending. If you've seen leaked out stuff when they were shooting the drama, they do meet in contemporary time. So that's a happy ending. Like it cannot not be a happy ending. Princess Gambit, I watched up to episode 20, early 20, like 23, 4, and I'm like, I've had enough. And I quit. And even to that point, I wasn't watching every second. It is so old-fashioned character setup and unengaging pace, and also the whole sort of court politics, all the 权谋, right? The power, the struggle, that is so stupidly written. Like the premise of the story already does not make sense, but everything that happens later is like even making less sense. You know, like in ancient society and politics, at least in Asia, the fact that a foreign princess who gets married into your kingdom, so the intention is to form a treaty, to get a peace, whatever, right? It's just not thinkable that you end up marrying her to a subject, not a ruler. Like, at least she needs to be married into the ruling family, whether it's the emperor himself or his sons or his uncles or his nephews. It needs to be that. Otherwise, like, basically you're marrying a country with another country. That's what you're doing. It does not matter if, like, specifically who it is, but it has to be the people who represent one country marrying the people who represents the other country. And in ancient society, when you have this type of one family rule everything, you can only marry her to an imperial prince, however minor that might be. You can't marry him to a premier. Like, it does not make sense, you know? So Princess Gambit story, like, the starting point is not making sense. It does not happen. So everything that happens after is like, yeah, just have fun and looking at pretty people being lit well. I mean, I have to give it, Princess Gambit lit the actors in a way that usually idol dramas don't lit them, which is the classic oil painting lighting where one side is bright and the other side is dark, and it has contrast. Instead of like me right now having a very flat light on top of my head, they lit it in a way that does, for example, making Liu Xueyi look really good, right? But I mean, that's like the only good thing I can pick out of that drama, the Princess Gambit. Everything else is like so mediocre and boring. So that's Princess Gambit. Reborn, Reborn is which one? Which Chinese one? Because there are multiple. I know there's a recent Reborn one. I don't know which Chinese name it is. But I've watched. So right now, because I'm watching Dream Within a Dream, I also watched most of Princess Gambit. I've watched the first 3 episodes of Justifiable Defense, and then before that, I watched. There are 2 more dramas that was ongoing. I watched and didn't find it that interesting, so kind of like phased out of it. You see, like, it's so boring, I can't even remember what it is. Oh, 周依然、张婧仪, yes. That one, I only watched a little bit, I think, and I didn't continue. I think maybe it's just because it's timing, I didn't have time to watch it, and also this type of like young adults, like high school from high school up to like that kind of like age range story, I for some reason I think I've had enough also of it. The fact that I just see the people in their 20s, sometimes even in their 30s, going back to play like teenagers, I just finding it like it's just like to some extent I'm like also it might be that I no longer am so interested in the current young people's young adulthood because I'm too old. When I was younger, I think when I watch those dramas, I can still find resonance with either the actors or the characters they play, just because they're closer to my experience. But honestly, in the last 20 years, the young people in China have gone through a very different, have moved on to a very different type of living, whether it's on campus or it's off. That it's no longer very relatable to me personally. Thinking back on my high school years, we had no computer, we had no cell phone, we had no social media, we had none of these things. And even like the exams and universities and all that were actually working at a very different way than currently, how all that is going on. So when you have like that type of settings, often I just feel like, okay, okay, move on. I find it's very hard to find it that interesting. And I feel campus, as sweet and as romantic it is such a enclosed and limited space. And there's only that much you can imagine that could take place in that space time, and basically I got old, and I need to taste stronger things. That's how I would put it. Okay, yeah. If I have time, maybe I should go back and take a look at it. Revenged Love. Do you mean it's that BL drama that just doesn't air in China but everywhere else? And why would people say, are you really gonna ignore? First is, you're not my mother, okay? And I am not obligated to watch anything, even when I have a Chinese drama channel. Chinese dramas are so many. If I have 5 heads and 48 hours a day, I still wouldn't be able to watch all of them. Just literally run through them, you know? So I don't owe anyone anything to have to watch anything, okay? And it's my YouTube channel. If you really want to talk about it, you can have your own channel and make your own video, okay? It's not my job. Then to do basically what you want me to do, okay? And I would always take people's consideration, like suggestion into consideration, but I don't take like order. So people who type that out in my space, like just get the point. Then in terms of that drama, I know it because it's, you know, I'm on internet. I know it exists, okay? And it exists not on China's any official platform. And when you put it on, it gets taken off very quickly because it's not officially distributed. It doesn't get through Chinese censorship. But everywhere else, it's like on YouTube, it's everywhere. I know it's huge, okay? I did check out a little bit of it. And I can tell you, it totally doesn't work on me. What can I say? This set of brain does not take it. I look at these two, like I look at the drama first, is the first thing I noticed is it's so blurry. I don't know, like did they put a filter on it? Somehow everybody is like so blurry. And it looks very, I don't know how to put it, but I find the production standard of things just doesn't look like 2025, okay? So to me, its quality is just as a piece of video production is not up to 2025 standard. And then I know these two people's face because they're on social media. I've seen them and I know they're hot. And like in terms of popularity, right? But when I look at the drama, like I can't remember what they look like. I honestly, this drama, I know it's hot, okay? So I do not say anybody who likes it, you're at fault, but it does not work on me. I do not connect with it at all. I do not connect with the actors. The visual is like, I can shoot it looking prettier with my camera. And these two guys, right? Like maybe they're not my type. I'm like, I watch it as if I'm not watching it, and I watch it as if I can't tell who is the lead and who is extra. I feel everybody just looks like an extra. That's honestly me, okay? So I'm telling you that's my reaction, is to me, it doesn't look like a properly done production. It doesn't feel like people know what they're doing. And it doesn't feel like it is a framed story space that has intention. That's like how it looks to me. And honestly, at the end of the day, the bottom thing is these two people don't look like leading characters in a story to me. I wouldn't be able to tell what is the difference between them and the backdrop. So I can't watch it. That's it. We're talking about that hot BL drama made by the lady who made Addicted. She's like the first one who did that in Chinese drama land. But then this drama doesn't go through China's censorship, and then it goes out like you know, like it gets made outside of China and it doesn't go through China's system, so it airs outside of China. I did give it a chance. It didn't work on me. What can you say, right? Mel, chill. You won't be able to make everybody love the same thing. There will always be things you like that I don't get, and things I like you don't get, and that's how the world works. If everybody likes the same thing, the world does not have a purpose for having 8 billion human beings ticking. And if it's hot and if people like it, I mean, cool. Like, it attracts what it wants to attract, and it doesn't attract what it does not attract. I mean, I tell you what, if Guardian didn't happen back in 2018 and it airs today, and China doesn't have a BL ban, and it just never happened, and 2025 is the year when it happens for the first time. Let's say we live on another timeline. It could well be, if Guardian airs today, and I am today's me, not 7 years, 8 years, 7 years ago me, I may not get into this drama. I may not find it that interesting. I mean, you know, things have their time. The super successful things usually happens at the perfect timing and perfect everything, right? You miss one element, the whole thing collapses. So to me personally, it has happened. Like the peak time of BL or whatever adaptation, in regards to my relation to Chinese drama reviews and also Chinese drama land, it started in 2018. It kind of ended by the end of, let's say, 21, 22. And I think I've moved on from that. And I've never actually been basically a fanatic fan of the genre. It's not like every BL you throw at me, I'm gonna swallow it and like it. I don't choose to love or not love just because it is this type of drama. You know, it's not like if it's wuxia, I'll like it regardless. If it's comedy, I'll like it regardless. I do not work that way. I don't care actually whether it's a thriller, sci-fi, comedy, whatever, romance, it can be anything. Ultimately, I think it's the story that's interesting, that attracts me. Based upon that, then I find interesting characters or actors that speaks to me and stuff, like it builds up on that. It's never just because it's BL, then I'm obligated to be interested and then like it. To me, two guys making out on screen doesn't really make a difference to a guy and a girl, or a girl and a girl, or a girl and a dog, or a robot and an alien, right? It does not make a difference. It can be like a human and a painting. It does not matter. It is like, if you set the story up, you set the characters up, the logic and the narrative skills put you in that roller coaster of emotion. It gets to the point where it makes sense to me, then it works. I do not care actually what is the composition of the whatever involved in the drama. So just because it's a BL does not mean I would be interested in it. Okay? So that's that. And also note the actor, the leading actor already is like I guess like he got hot, he got popular, therefore all the skeletons start to come out, right? And then multiple strings of girlfriends and stuff, like it's all on internet. Before I even know what the drama is about and what the characters are about, I already know all the gossips, because it's carpeting Chinese trending hashtags and social media. It's so overkill. You know, like this proves again why I think from the official standpoint of view that China banned BL. It is because things go out of control when it comes to BL for whatever reason. Whether it's like, we don't go into deep psychology analysis or whatever money is pushing behind, or even bigger, more conspiracy theory things about who is doing what and pushing things. But you see even when this drama is not officially airing in China, even these two people are completely unknown before this drama, and most people are not watching their stuff, but does not change the fact that they carpet social media, particularly the entertainment business sort of sector. It's like they take all the hashtag space, and it's all their gossips and stuff that people have no idea what is going on, but it's like everywhere. And the fact that BL as a genre always garners such a huge spiral of attention and energy, I think that's the reason it gets banned. It's not because it's a guy and a guy. Nobody actually gives a shit about that. China never gives a shit about that. And Chinese ancient history is filled with people who are gay, okay? And they're completely okay with it. And the society doesn't find it that weird because China doesn't have the religious problem with being gay or not, right? So oddly enough, ancient Chinese society is weirdly open and don't think it's a big problem, and usually very successful men and rich men are all having boyfriends and it's all normal. But so it's actually not because it's a guy and a guy. It's because this thing somehow just always have crazy fandom behaviors showing up that can bleed into a lot of other things that basically messes other people's garden up that have nothing to do with their stuff, but somehow it just always like happens like a huge pandemic. I think that's one of the huge reasons why the whole genre gets banned in China. And even now you have a drama that's not airing in China, you still get this level of attention. And often, like, I joke with my industry friend, I'm like, yeah, see, this proves that it's actually like they have a point of trying to stop this genre from being publicly shown in China. Uncontrollable real life implications. You know, like if you end up with two fandoms, I don't know, like getting into a war and start to, I don't know, physically show up at an event and destroy the place and the local police go crazy, like that could totally happen, you know? Any of those possibility of the shit that can come out of this, right? All the authorities and people from different levels of doing whatever their job, at the end of the day, they want to get home safe. They want to get their salaries. They don't want to do that much work and still get everything under control. So it is like a preemptive strike to basically take out the possibilities of having all troubles that may come out of this type of popularity and engagement, that from all levels of the running of the society, people are like, I'd rather not to have to work extra hours. Let's just not let this happen. So it ends up being BL gets banned in China. But BL tends to just get more energy and quickly. You see, like BG dramas never get to that point. Other things never get to that point. BL has this ability to for whatever reason, right? We do not need to actually know exactly why. We just know it always happens. And therefore, you know, from a administrator's point of view, it's kind of like making perfect sense to not let it even having the opportunity to start sparking, right? You put out the sparks. You don't allow people to take fire into a forest, kind of like situation. So like I know that's going on with Revenge Love. I did try to watch the drama. Honestly, I turned, like I have YouTube, you know, just in case you don't know. And to me it's like so and you don't have to keep like trying to typing out like how great that drama is. If you like it, you know, it's totally fine, right? And if people who are in the chat, you're interested in that drama, go and watch it. It's totally fine, right? But the fact is, like, it's useless trying to convince me. I don't understand it's successful, not because it's just a BL and it's that. I don't think it looks great. Right. I already told you, I looked at the drama. I don't think its production standard is very, very good. Maybe it does work to some point, like if I keep watching, but I can't keep watching. It's like, if it gets like at some point, oh, the story really starts to work. I still need basically everything before that to work, to keep me there. It doesn't keep me there, and I honestly am not interested in this one. And that's it. So, you know, you like it, totally fine. Keep liking it. And it does not work on me. I think that's totally fine too. There are plenty of great stuff that I haven't watched and don't have time, and probably it's a pity. And if I find out it's great, I'd be feeling, oh, such a pity I didn't know. But c'est la vie. Life is filled with regrets, you know. Nine times out of 10, things don't work out the way you want, and that's just it. Human life. So, dramas I'm currently watching. Obviously, A Dream Within a Dream is the hottest thing. I put it as the cover of this live stream. This is the one I've been spending most time since it aired on the 26th, is it? End of June up to now. So tomorrow it finishes. It will finish everything. And I'm working on one edit. I do want to do another one. I'm not sure if I can. I will see. Right now I can't say, because editing is very time consuming. It's a lot of work. And I will see how that turns out. But I definitely will have at least one edit that will be about A Dream Within a Dream. And it will be my style. Best on internet. For free. Still up to today, nobody paid me a penny of making all those edits. And I think I make it always better than their official stuff. On all levels. What can you say, you know? 高手在民间, hey? That is the most shameless thing that I can very confidently say in my life. My edits are either on, I mean, they're usually always on Bilibili if it doesn't get taken off, because usually after a few weeks it does. I put it on my second channel on YouTube. If it's not a problem, I don't take it off. If it's a problem, I take it off after a while. I may put it on other platforms like Xiaohongshu stuff, but depends on, like, yeah. You have my second channel. You just, if you still don't know where's my second channel, I'd be very disappointed. My second channel right now is dead because I haven't updated on it for so long that it closed the monetization for me. It's like, no, not enough engagement, therefore we closed your monetization. And I'm like, okay, fine. My edits never gets monetized anyway because it uses other people's music. Other stuff, like I've had a second channel for years. I put random stuff there, but I haven't actually officially really started to run it like this one because I don't have time. I'm one person's team. Just to run this channel is like, it's like already everything. If I add more stuff regularly on my second channel, I'd be doing way too much YouTube. I just feel like I don't have time. It's like, I have to watch so many dramas to make this channel. Like you see, I make 2 videos a week and it's not a lot compared to a lot of YouTubers, yes. But I have to watch like 20, 30, 40 episodes of dramas every week just to make those videos. So all the time I'm not making dramas, I'm watching videos. It's already, I don't have time now. So if I have more regular stuff on my second channel, I would not be able to run it with just myself. I literally don't have time. That's like, Yeah, I wish I have two heads in 48 hours, like I said, but I couldn't, right? Full-time job, yeah, you can consider that actually as a full-time job already. Although I do other things here and there, but and there are things I've been doing for a long time. It still hasn't come to fruition. So I don't know if it ever is gonna really happen. But if it happens, I'll let people know, okay? But I've been doing something with someone for years. And it's like so long. I've already forgotten how long it's been. I wish it could come true, really. But you know, life is not completely up to you. And if that thing doesn't happen, you will never know, hey! Perfectly fermented vegetable, what? How, yeah, huh? I have a lot of fermented vegetable. It's in the jar. Anybody want to see my radish? Like eyeballs? In the pickle jar. As my perfectly fermented vegetable jar. Now then it's still related to, it's related to what you're looking at. Drama, film, storytelling. It's related to that. It's been a long time. It's so long that I've lost. Basically, I'm completely zen about it. It's like, if it happens, great. If it doesn't happen, great. It's like, okay. For people who are still asking things, just roll back the chat to look at it for a bit. You'll see, okay? Chinese variety show. Only saw Truth. Truth is okay. I'm not a huge variety show fan. Okay? I am not a huge variety show fan. That's just me. I feel it's very time consuming and most of the time wasting of my life. Truth is the only one I've seen this year, and probably in the last couple of years I've watched through almost every minute, which is a rare thing. I don't really like variety shows overall. I'm very, you know, like I like things to be neat. I like things to be properly done. Like, it's edited, it's mixed, it's color graded, it's packaged with opening title and ending credits. Right? I like that type of thing. I don't like random stuff that comes out of nowhere and with all kinds of camera angles that look horrible. Like most of variety shows like Truth, because they have proper camera. They also have like GoPro. They have like CCTV cam, almost that quality, and everything gets edited together. And sometimes they zoom in so much that everything is blurry. I know it's a variety show, so it's shot in real time in the way that you cannot rehearse everything. So they have to cover it with everything. But because from the nature of the show, it just looks very rough, right? It always looks very, very rough. Unless the people are really interesting that they can keep me there, like the Truth. Most of the variety shows that are in like semi-documentary, they're actually filming people doing the real thing. I often don't watch them. It's just because I want things to be pretty, properly done, like a dramatic storytelling that actually got planned and storyboarded and shot and edited as a proper production. If I have to spend 40 minutes watching something, I might as well be watching that instead of people randomly talking to each other with 20 camera angles and all different cameras, so they all look different. Yeah, so I'm not a huge variety show fan. And most of the time it's just because it's not pretty enough. Huh? How superficial am I? Do you think it can 破万? I don't care. Because 破万 is a fake thing. In case you don't realize that. It is platforms playing the game with itself. It doesn't actually mean anything. Maybe to some extent it can reflect a little bit of if something is popular or not, but largely it is it's a black box game. They say what it is, right? They decide algorithm. They never share how it's officially wrong. It's not like open source that you can do it yourself and get the same result. They tell you it's 9,000, it's 9,000. They tell you it's 30,000, it's 30,000. Who knows what is going on? And what drama goes through 10,000, what doesn't, is like not really any trustworthy number you can go off on to say it's actually the case. I mean, for a dream within a dream, my opinion, which obviously is not truth because I don't have data to back it up, but from my point of view, looking at the performance of this drama, I think it's pretty clear. iQIYI just on its back end gave it a number, and gave it a number that doesn't go through 10,000. For multiple reasons. There's one possibility of them trying to therefore force the fans of the drama to spend more money on it. Because it is a psychological, it's gaslighting, right? It's gaslighting the people who are watching the drama and like the drama to buy more, whatever, 包场, right? You can buy a month stuff to give it to other people. So you can, one thing is they're likely they are doing it so that they force more people, gaslight more people to do that. The second, I have a feeling that if you want a drama to go through 10,000, the production company would have to do something with the platform, right? So you let my drama go through 10,000, I promise you something. And I'm pretty sure it's happening. Actually, there's no way it doesn't happen. Let me just put it that way, okay? And I don't need proof, evidence to know that, because this industry is you think bad of it, and I would suggest you think worse, because normal people's imagination never actually exceed the limit of how far this industry can fall. So I'm sure there is a going price for anything to go over a certain number. Most production companies probably wouldn't want to pay that money, because if they know their drama is really crappy, even if it has a fake number, it does not make a difference. It's not going to actually get them more money. They're going to lose more money. They have to have a reason to say, we buy it because potentially there's something in return that they can get. This is a deal. This is just like any business deal. I mean, just look at what Trump does with his presidency and then everything he does with the world, okay? It's on a smaller scale with platform and production companies, but it's the same thing. It's blackmailing, it is gaslighting, it is maximizing the power in your hand for your own benefit and for whatever monetary gain and stuff. And I mean, these days, boomerangs fly faster than you can imagine. So for all the people who are involved in all the illegal things going on, I don't worry about how it's going to end up for them, because I'm pretty sure it's not going to look good. But in the meantime, what I want to say is, for this type of 破万 thing, right, don't take it seriously. For example, a drama just before this got through 10,000, and everybody who have not even, you don't have to be experienced in the industry for time. You just be a normal, reasonable audiences and watching that, and you're gonna get very confused as for why that can get 10,000, but it does. So why? Who cares? You know, like I said, everything, you can pay a price for it. If you pay the money, you can get it. But it has to be basically also making sense for you to spend the money, and you get something out of it. I don't care what that is. But you know, so if that drama got 10,000 and Dream Within a Dream doesn't, that just shows you the number doesn't mean anything. It's not by any means fair, or it comes from an actual real data. It's not, and it does not matter actually, because for dramas, for all the numbers that goes through 10,000, okay, it's only meaningful for a very short period of time. For example, for now, it goes through 10,000. You send a Weibo, oh, congratulations, celebration, we got like this. A week later, nobody remembers. A year later, really nobody remembers now. And only the dramas that are actually good will be left online given the main leading stars don't get cancelled. And after years and years, right? If it still gets revisited and rewatched by people and later comers year after year, 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, like 甄嬛传, 10 years after that, people still replay. That is when the drama's value gets proven by history. And history always does that. And that is something you can rely on. So you don't have to care about whether a drama gets 10,000 or 30,000 right now. It does not matter. As time goes on, hard evidence will be hardened and consolidated by time. Nobody can change that, okay? And boomerang always fly back, no matter how long it is. Like Rui's Royal Love, it took 7 years for the boomerang to hit, but it still hit, and it's spectacular. And so for this drama, I don't worry about whether it goes through 10,000 or not. Honestly, it does not matter. If somebody didn't get their bribe, therefore they don't want to put the number up, you know, it's their karma. And karma is a bitch. It's gonna come back at them sooner than you think. And it's not our things to worry about. If the drama is good, it is good. Time is gonna prove it. Nobody needs to worry about that. Nobody can change that either. So, don't worry about 10,000. It's nothing, okay? Yeah, so now I'll spend most of the time, it's already an hour, holy shit, 50 minutes and talked about nothing. So people here, you saw the thumbnail. Let's spend most of the time talking about Dream Within the Dream. It's finishing tomorrow, and whether it goes through 10,000, like I just said, I don't care. To me, it is a good drama. Is it the best drama? No. Is it the best in the genre? Probably not. Is there things that it can improve? I can already tell you, I have a full list of things that I wish it could do better. Still though, this drama gives me pleasure that I didn't expect, and it is in the tarot card justice. It is that card. Maybe a chariot as well. A little bit magician too. It's all major arcana and it's all like that. And this drama is so... I have a feeling that for people who made this drama, right, the main creatives who decided this thing is gonna work this way, I wonder if they are, after the airing of the drama, scanning internet and trying to find how many people actually got them. In terms of why they made the drama, why it happened this way, why in the story it's like this, and like whether people can put the pieces together. I do think they probably are scanning and trying to find it, and then I think they would be very happy to see that a lot of people on the internet do get it. People are much more cleverer than you give them credit for. So this is a, to me, it is just a very exhilarating, sweet revenge drama. But the drama itself, right, if you don't talk about things outside of it, within it, it's a very entertaining drama. I think, given the current Chinese dramaland's status of being completely rotten in every sense, in its creativity, in the fact that money has left and it's all in shambles, in terms of lack of talent or lack of environment to foster talent, in terms of its genre being very restricted and repetitive and highly held at hostage by copyrights of certain huge owners of like web novels and so many problems. And also within the industry, people who actually work on the ground, from gaffer to lighting crew to cinematographer to scriptwriters, the people who work on ground are also lacking a lot of like regulation, protection, but they also lack basically proper training and systematic, streamlined way of working out a 2025 contemporary production. It is just so problematic on every level, given the overall environment is so bad, really so bad right now. Pretty much from 2023, it's like all downhill, epic skydive. Given all that, the fact that this drama can get made within this short period of time from their sort of like decision to make it to it actually comes out, and to eventually got made to the current quality that we see, I already am like, I cannot have a complaint about that. If I want it to be even better and more than this, I think it's unreasonable. It's unreasonable to ask for that. It's like right now we're in the famine. The only food we have is bean sprouts, and you want someone to eat only bean sprouts, and then becoming a 300-pound muscle man. It's just not gonna happen with humans, okay? So that's kind of the situation. So I'm really happy with it. I know it's not perfect. I will tell you like what I think it could do better, but I'm very happy. When it's within its own, just the story itself and how it's done as a production, I think given the current situation of Chinese drama, it's already exceeding my expectation. And then for the fact that it exists and all the, I get synchronicity like crazy with this drama, to the point like I can tell you this drama's existence proved to me the fact that the whole world is a script. We live in a script. Everything is actually put together intentionally, and it has, let's put it that way, nothing happens completely randomly, okay? And it's filled with signs that you can look at, you can pick at, and then it tells you you're in the holographic projection and a running script in the program. And does not matter if you believe it or not, it's just gonna run. And if you are observant enough, you'll see signs, and you'll take advantage of the fact that it is a script. Like this drama actually proved to me that the fact that you're watching my video right now, watching my live stream, you're in the program. You're being programmed to do it, and you agreed to that before you even started it. You just don't remember. It's so funny that this whole drama had so many weird things that happens around it. That makes me go, it's meant to be. I'm just really happy that I predicted it. I kind of knew it's gonna happen, but obviously before it happened, I couldn't say for sure. It's like the Japanese earthquake that didn't happen, right? But this is definitely not a bad thing, so it's a good thing, and when it happens, you know, it's good. So fun, everyone. So let's see how I'm gonna start talking about this drama. What do you want me to talk about this drama, people? So first, let's say I said it's Liu Yuning's ear, right? How did I tell that? Because you think back and you look at signs, I guess. That's like the most boring but simple thing to say is if you notice a cluster of things just keep happening and they happen at a very tight interval, and it's not because one person is pushing it, it's because everything just naturally sort of fall down in that pattern, then you know it's kind of meant to be. So I think I noticed it's gonna be, because last year did he have anything coming out? Oh, it's the Pearl thing, right? That drama. I watched parts of it. I didn't watch through the Pearl one because I don't like the story. I find it's not a well-written story. The characters are not convincing. Zhao Lu's acting is not making sense. And like I said, I am not the kind of person who can actually watch a drama just because it's one genre. Also, just because it's one lead actor. Even though I may like the actor very much, and for example, there are actors I like Zheng Yecheng or a couple of other people. They've had dramas I couldn't watch because the drama itself is not interesting. My interest in this person never takes over the pain I would suffer if he's in a bad story or she is in a bad story. If the thing is not well made, I can't watch it. Even if I like the person, I still cannot watch it. It's just me. Always have been. So the Pearl thing that happened last year, right? I didn't watch through. I just watched parts of it. I couldn't get sold by the relationship of the characters. So even though actors work hard, it still doesn't work on me. But I think from this year, I think I started. I mean, earlier this year, I just got the feeling that it's gonna be like this. And then when I see Zhe Yao was allowed to air, and then clearly a dream within a dream is lined up, I'm like, okay. And then you also happen to have him having the variety show. Liu Yuning is in the Tuisan, right? The Truth on Tencent. So you have these things happen very in close proximity, and he also has, I think, tours he's gonna start doing this year in China. And then he has one drama hasn't aired that is also probably gonna air within this year, although not sure when, which is held by Tencent, and it's directed by Santi, Three Bodies director, and it's him and Wang Ziwen. That's a contemporary drama. And that one hasn't aired. It may happen tomorrow. It may not happen until half a year later. We don't know. But that one is also gonna happen. And then he doesn't have any stocked up stuff unaired. Everything would be already aired. I just like when I saw Zhe Yao is allowed to come out, basically at that moment I'm thinking, okay, probably this is gonna be his year, because he should have exploded to a level higher than he used to be by the end of 2023 because of A Journey to Love. Yet didn't happen. And to some extent, I think it's a pity, but also I think it's a great thing, because that pushback kind of can add more energy. It just pushed the spring further down so that when it springs back up, it's jumping higher. So it's sad that drama got so unfairly destroyed by very bad people. I just say they're very bad people. But in hindsight, just because it's a good drama, right? Ultimately, it's still a good work. Even though it has imperfections towards the end, it's still a good work. So after that whole thing blew over, now a year and a half later, he has a new drama that also is doing well. People who ended up watching it and finding it interesting would go back and search. The people who missed Journey to Love now are watching it and rediscovering it's a really good drama. So ultimately, it didn't do real harm. It probably did good in the long run. But at the time, back at the end of 2023, it was bad. And it was very, very aggravating. I was like really angered and pissed at that time. I remember clearly, and I remember like how pissed I was. And since that day, I was like waiting for revenge. And I think a dream within a dream is just a revenge. And it's sweet revenge. I love it. I love it so much that it happens this way. The ending Yes, and I also think the ending was tampered with by people. It wasn't the author's original intention. One part is it's not her original intention. The second is outside of the drama. When A Journey to Love was airing, it was so targeted intentionally by so huge a coordinated attack on so many things that I really, up to that point, since I started my channel, haven't seen that happening in Chinese dramaland. That is so intentionally targeted at one drama and by this amount of force, and the way that they try to blame everything on 80% Liu Yining is so over the top, funny, ridiculous, unreasonable, and evil, really. And I don't know this guy in life. I have no connection with him, but I just find it's a huge unfairness, broad daylight, bullying people to the point where I can't fathom how people can do it and feel so no problem with it. Like how can you do that and then thinking you're actually all good and right, and it's beyond my comprehension. So ever since that day, I was like waiting for something that can happen. that the universe will deal a card that is just like a revenge card for that whole drama crew, for people who put heart and time and effort and true love into that project to get this type of treatment, for justice for them, for all the people who've put their effort, not just for the leading actor. Obviously he gets most of the shit, but think about all the supporting actors, think about the director, think about Ningmeng, the production company, the writer, and every other like extras and people who spent a lot of effort working on that. I really liked it, and getting treated like that, it's just so unfair. So I like, ever since then I've been waiting for comeback. And 2025, I mean, it only took a year and half. Now that drama ended December 2023. This drama started shooting, I think, April 2024. So think about that. You actually only have 4 to 5 months between the airing of A Journey to Love and the shit that happened to it for Ningmeng to scratch like their whole plan of all the Yinian drama. 2, they decide, no, we're gonna make this one. And then actually wrote the script, get everything ready, put it in camera starting from April, May last year. And then it took a year to post-product, but you know, basically by the end of, before summer, they've had everything in camera for A Dream Within a Dream last year. So they have less than half a year to basically put a plan together, make a drama like this. And then when you see it this year, within the drama itself, there's so much clue about basically the main creatives of A Journey to Love, how much they want to vent about the unfair treatment they got when that drama aired. And they buried it into the dialogues and the actions of characters, the naming of people, the certain things that like they refer to, that like music, you know. So I'm like, I have a feeling that the thing that happened to A Journey to Love pissed so many people off who are in the main creative team of Journey to Love, that they intentionally, specifically wrote A Dream Within a Dream as their revenge. This is their revenge, okay? What is the purpose for? I actually know, but I cannot tell you this. That's it. Because people are gonna cut this out, put it out online and troll me. If you know, you know. If you don't know, don't worry. Knowing it is not gonna make you, you know, have a better life in any sense. So as long as I know. So basically I've been waiting. I've been waiting. No, I cannot give you names and give you clues, but you know, but the success of this drama this year, And Liu Yuning for sure climbing up like this year. Like from this year onward, he's gonna be in a different place. Trust me. The fact that he finally gets to a different place this year is basically karma. It's basically karma. It's basically universe paying back the debt, because it was unfair. Like what happened to him and also to the main creatives of Journey to Love is very unfair. And this is their compensation. Because it's happening in this way, you can clearly tell, right? This is how energy gets rebalanced in the universe. So, the fact that he is doing well and getting better this year basically is proving back then there was a lot of wrong things that happened. And I cannot say that here. I don't want to get into a legal dispute with people, you know, just because this. So I'm not gonna put my channel in danger. Definitely not gonna put my face out there. But there are people who for their very, very pathetic reasons and needs that try to put the drama down. And because I guess a lot of international audiences, because you don't speak Chinese, you don't know exactly what has been done. And but because I spend all my time on the internet, I basically caught everything that happened during a Journey to Love and what has been coordinated as a theory on internet, and how they decided to pick at what point of airing what episode they would say certain things. They'll pick out certain plots. They would put out all types of fake or real early scripts that are in different versions. That's the final one they shot as proof to say this drama, and mostly on Liu Yuning, is like, I mean, like, he tampered with the script or whatever. That's just one thing, and there are many other things that were basically put together as this huge lie about how that drama is bad. The scriptwriter is bad. The main lead is bad. They're all doing it for whatever, like, bad purpose and reason. It's all absolutely ridiculous. And I think if you are on Chinese, you speak Chinese and you're very familiar with Chinese entertainment, you have a lot of, you know, following stuff, news, you know, gossip land, you know, sources, you know, right? Because if you actually go on Xiaohongshu, you will find out there are people who are very openly discussing how happy they are because it's sweet revenge. And so I'm not going to point it out here, because internationally there's a layer of protection, I guess, with language barrier, that you don't have to get exposed to that. But let's just say the people who did wrong things, who really, really are pathetic for what they've done, they've gotten their karma. After 2023, they've already gotten their karma. And, you know, if you don't learn from that, you keep doing it, you're just gonna get more karma. And then, so for the people who did those things, they get their bad karma. And for Liu Yuning, who should have gotten recognition with his work back in the days of Journey to Love, got his compensation this year. Because ultimately, you know, like, it is fair. It just needs time to run through playing all the pieces. So at the end of the day, you know, it's still a good result, and he deserved it. So, and think about that. The drama is already there, Journey to Love, whether it got hated or loved back when it aired. If it all actually didn't get targeted, then there wouldn't be the revenge. Then there probably wouldn't be a dream within a dream. Then 2025, you wouldn't get another role he plays and another drama that's pretty interesting. Right? This drama may not exist in time. So for audiences, actually, we get better deal because he got shitted upon. He got literally bullied so badly in 2023, therefore we get a drama. we get a drama in 2025. If that didn't happen, it's all rosy good for him, but then we get one less good Raw and one less interesting drama to watch. So, as audiences, we only get benefit from the fact that he got bullied. It makes me even happier, like, 人设不倒, right? Like, his character setup in this world is, like, so solid. Service to people. I mean, it's so funny that, like, what he did before he got famous, right? He was a chef. He was a waiter. He literally was, like, in service, like, in the most direct way as his job. And now and then he turned into a singer, but he's, like, singing, like, years and years of singing as an influencer. That was ridiculous. And he totally basically sold himself like a clown, literally. So he's, like, constantly serving, like, he's before he got famous, he's basically serving everyone. So now he got famous, but he's still serving you, like, in ways that maybe actually is quite unfair, but it still happens. Imagine, right? Like, if he's, like, getting everything easily, you're not gonna get this drama we get this year. And literally, it's because he got bullied that he served you one more. So Liu Yuning's, like, as a human being in this world, his life script is basically in service. It's so funny. Anyway, so for the drama itself, A Dream Within a Dream, you know, I've said it in my video, I like how funny it is and how outlandish, like, it gets. Particularly the first, let's say, 15 episodes, 16 episodes, it's all kind of in that mood, and then it moves on to this more serious part because they have to figure out why this whole shit is going on and stuff. Let's first say what I have problems with it, and then we're going to talk about what I like more stuff about what I like about it. Problem one, the script writing is still not, like, it could get more work. I have a feeling that because they only had 4 months, this is how far they could get to before they start shooting. If they had another 4 months, it would be even better paced and structured. And then there are things that it could have very coherently worked even more, because this drama has the whole thing about what is really going on with the script world. Like, what's the rules? That's hard rules you can disobey, and it kind of plays into the mechanism of the whole plot. And then, for example, a certain character, right now they turn and they are very jarring. They're, like, not smoothed out. It's like a sculpture that just being basically had a shape knocked out of it, and then it didn't get any smoothing and sanding down, so that it's very jutted here and there. For example, how the emperor, the father, the king, whatever, how quickly he turned, and then how absolutely unbearable he is before he turned, and then suddenly how good he becomes overnight almost. And from any point of view, you shouldn't be writing a character like that, even though you have the setup of the whole script world is being tampered with by people outside of the script, right? But still, and also it's a bad script. Basically, starting with this is a bad story written by a bad script writer, so things can not make sense, and that's exactly what they want to do with it, because a lot of shitty Chinese dramas have characters that don't make sense. So in a way, you can say the emperor father is one of such bad script character that turns just overnight and for the convenience of the plot that actually does not make sense. But I think there probably will be a cleverer way to either set that up really clearly to make audiences always remember and being very clear about the fact that the things that happen in the story world do not make sense. And you have to actually clearly point that out and emphasize it to make it into clearly you can get point, and that actually works into a very ridiculous part of the story, which is this emperor is, before that episode, always just wants to torture his son for no good reason, really. After that episode, suddenly becomes the best daddy in the world. If you can actually clearly point that out, that this is because of this and that, at least as long as the drama tells you, it's totally fine. The fact is they didn't tell you in this story. It's very muddy. It's almost like making you trying to believe within the story's world. People have their own logic. That's not necessarily what the scriptwriter writes. Yet they still turn in ways that does not really follow reality. So the dad switches very fast. The 18th, right, the comedy, the clown in the story, the 18th prince, played by the actor who always plays comedy roles, he's also like that. He just turns overnight. And just before that, he's like stupid but stupid. and nasty. Stupid and nasty. Also, it's like blinded by something that just, it's almost like, yes, the script controls him, so he would just always think about his brother as the bad guy. But then overnight, it changes. And why? The story doesn't give you a good, basically, a bridge to cross that river. It just literally, you're, one blink of an eye, you're crossing the canyon. You don't know how you got there, but you just got there. Now, if you have to say, like I said, this is because it's a bad script, therefore it happens, you have to let people know, like let the audiences know this is what you intend. If that's not the case, you have to then explain why that happens. You cannot have it both ways, right? It's just not gonna work. Like for the script, I feel the script has this problem, and I don't think it's gonna give you a perfect answer in the next 6 episodes tomorrow. Because they're gonna be so busy trying to figure out all the plot that they needs to cram in for the next 6 episodes, ending the story, all those jumping from the building, all the like getting turned into the human 人质, which is the Chinese torture of cutting every parts of you off. Like they have to run through all that plot and run through how she goes back to contemporary time and how male lead is gonna figure out a way to do that. They probably would not have any screen time to actually clearly give you an explanation. And even when they do, if the next 6 episodes offers you a perfect answer of why the daddy was like one night, overnight turns good guy, it still is wrong. Because from a script writing point of view, when the drama is being aired 2 episodes a day and people cannot watch it in one go, it's a stupid thing to do. You are basically leaving the audiences unattended. You're leaving them stuffed in a already closed door but didn't take off and having no AC playing for 4 hours. It's not gonna be good, okay? So my point being, even if they explain it perfectly clear in the last 6 episodes, it still means the script has problem. They should have done it a lot earlier. They should have made everybody, they should have like cared the audiences along the way. Shouldn't leave them hanging in midair and doubting about things. And so what I mean is on script level, it has a couple of very clear problems that I feel they could have actually eased and treated quite easily and got rid of had they had more time. They only got to the point where the script looks like what it is today and they shoot it and aired it. If there's more effort and there's more allowance for a better sort of overall general sort of going through it and brainstorming and figuring out what are the things that are actually not making sense and treat it, this whole story could be, if basically they can fix that problem, it probably can, on script level, can be almost as like, okay, now it's all good. I don't think there's anything significantly problematic. So that's the biggest problem I have on script level, which is I have a feeling that even if they actually have a perfect solution and explanation for why characters act in such a way in the story, it didn't get well told and injected in the right point of the story, so that it looks like at some point it makes you really, really unhappy when you watch it. Although tomorrow we'll find out. Maybe they don't have any plan. Maybe after watching all last 6 episodes, you find out they don't figure that out either. And they cannot actually explain why the emperor father who was so mean and cruel suddenly turned into a good guy. And in that case, I would just say, yeah, the scriptwriter's fault. You know, like, it's not well written. That's how you would put it. You muted the live, then what are you looking at? My face? That does not explain, you know, like Emperor found out he didn't, because he should have known he didn't kill it. And then, like, how stupid do you have to be to think about your 9-year-old son is like killed your wife? Yeah, good. Like, you're a very clever emperor, clearly. You know, like, if it's me, I wouldn't write it that way, for sure. I will either make it, I think I will either make it that he always knows his 7th son is the perfect candidate for future throne. But personally, he actually doesn't like him that much. But then his sort of logical mind knows this is the best choice, and his emotional mind likes the useless younger son. And he intentionally set up this structure in the court of the two sons representing two family behind them to balance it out for years, so that nobody gets super powerful on top of each other, therefore threatens the stability of his rule. So he plays the balance game, which is a classic thing in Chinese court history. If you look at Chinese history, many emperors are famous for playing the balance game all their life, because their ultimate goal is for their rule and reign to stay stable as long as possible. And ideally, you have two that you can play. You can constantly give this a little bit more favor, that little bit more favor, make them fight each other, but also run the country for you in the way, right? That's how it works in ancient time politics. I'd say I'd write it clearly as that. So in a way that his mean, but not that mean to the unfavored son, and his nice, but also disappointed constantly by the favored son. But the drama currently writes it in a way where he's like psychopath. And he enjoys basically physically torturing his son to the point where it's a little bit, you question about his sanity. And so on script level, when you have this kind of like not making sense character, it basically devalues the story. It also just makes things not really that earned, because it's almost like no matter what the male lead does, his effort doesn't equal any result. It's only up to the whimsical whatever decision that the ruler, his father, has at the moment. And that makes the whole sort of like main character struggle meaningless, right? I wouldn't really write it that way. So here is what I think on the script level that needs to get dealt with. Whether there's a reason behind why this, or you can say, basically, you can make it up like such as the emperor is also controlled by a forced script. Every time he wants to be nice to the 7th son, he realizes he can't. Or every time he tries to kill the 7th son, he couldn't succeed. It's like he can throw a knife at him and the knife will fly back at himself. So he's scared about the script world's role too. He doesn't understand why it's like that. So therefore he's more scared of the son. So he's very, he treats him really badly. Like, you have to give me some reason, right? The fact that they just give you, like, he blames the death of the empress on him is not enough. It does not actually make sense. Basically, think about it in real world, right? If something like that happened, as an emperor, you're not going to go and investigate the shit out of everything, and you're not going to find out exactly what everyone said on the day and to every second what happened. And it will be very clear to see that it has nothing to do with a 9-year-old of what happened. So that thing does not really stand any scrutinization. Anyway, I feel on the story level, because the male lead is very much driven by the fact that the dad doesn't like him, and everybody wants him dead. Like the fact that he has a bad reputation mostly comes from his own father doesn't think of him as a good person. It's a huge part of the setup of the main lead character. So you have to give it solid base and foundation. Is why it is such a case. Why the dad has to act in that way. The dad has to be completely making sense. Otherwise this huge motivation for the male lead to basically do everything, like having his secret, 残江月 and Li Shiliu identity. None of that would make sense, right? Your base is not making sense. Everything built upon it is not making sense then. Anyway, that's the huge problem I have with this script. I doubt they're gonna give you a perfect solution in the last 6 episodes. It's probably is not gonna give you, but as long as they don't completely crash it, I don't mind anymore. Because I said this year is a bad year, so bad that I forgive dramas. I don't know the 4th role, because they can make it up in any way, right? I mean, even the 3rd role may not be true, because today's episode, when the scriptwriter said to her, is like, the 3rd rule is we have to run through the whole script and then we get out. Is that really true? If we don't run through, we're gonna stuck here forever. Is that really true? How do you know that when he said this is the rule, that the 3rd rule is true? If the 3rd rule is not true, then who knows what the 4th rule is? So that part, still impossible to guess. I mean, maybe we think too highly of the scriptwriters. They're not really thinking that much. Who knows? So that's one problem with this drama. I think on script level, it could have been better. The good thing is it got helped by the actor, because the actor who played the emperor, he's a very good actor, and he's been playing daddy for years in period drama land, and because of his personal air and his face and the way he talks and his own aura, right? It kind of softens the fact that on paper how stupidly unreasonable this emperor is. If it's not this actor, it's going to be very hard for you to in any way buy into what is happening now. But he does have this very good elegant gentleman look. Let's just put it this way. That to some extent he can soften the unreasonable, very jarring thing on script level. Yes, it's the same emperor in Princess Gambit, and it's very confusing. That's true. If you're watching these 2 dramas back to back, you're gonna get your head blended into 2, and they look the same. Same hair, same costume, almost exactly. Right, so because the actor softened it quite a lot, otherwise it will be even harder to deal. The second thing I have a problem with this drama is, I think because they put the crew together so urgently. The revenge drama, we have only that much time, and they always want, they all come back to do the revenge. I think to some extent they might have run into the problem where they are limited with the opening time for directors. I have a feeling that if they had a choice, they would ask the guy from Journey to Love back, who is also Guardian and 烽火流金 the Chapelang drama's director. They would get this guy back from Journey to Love and Guardian to direct A Dream Within a Dream. Had they had a choice, it may be up to, because it's so hastily put together that scheduling does not work out, so that they got Guo Hu. Guo Hu is not the worst, but he's far from good director. He's had epic failure dramas, and I'm not gonna mention that. You know which one it is here, but he also has epic, not epic, but quite okay drama, at least in reception, such as The Lotus, Mysterious Casebook, whatever, which I watched. I don't like. I've made a video about it, I think. Not that liking it. And from his previous works, I would say he is a director who who does not actually know how to tell effectively a story and pacing it with the shots and the angles and how you link it together. He doesn't have it in his head. He's one of those directors who doesn't have it in his head. And a Journey to Love's director is a director who has it in his head. The Guardian and Journey to Love director is somebody who has it in his head. This comes from watching a lot of stuff and knowing how narratives get constructed together. And I'm still talking about Dream Within a Dream, but I'm talking about the director. Is the director of Lotus Casebook. And had it been perfect, it should be the director of Journey to Love and Guardian. And the director's importance often gets ignored. But when I was watching A Dream Within a Dream, there are so many occasions when the scene is pretty well written, the actors are doing well, and I'm watching it, I'm like, you should put the camera there, not here. It should be this framing, not that. You should move it this way, not that. You should give me an angle from there, not here. Like, I constantly, when I was watching this drama, I was so annoyed by the fact that this director doesn't know how to tell story on camera. When you have a script like that, when you have two characters like that, when it's in this moment and in this scene, you need to come to this angle, you need to give it this movement, you need to cut to that look. You know, that person looking up at that second and cuts to that person turn around. And here is the moment you should just slow down and give him a wide shot. You have a crane looking at the person and pulls back. That is the perfect shot for that moment, and you didn't give me. I constantly watch his drama, A Dream Within a Dream, and I was like, you know, this scene could have hit 100%. You only gave me 85% because you didn't give me that shot. That's me watching A Dream Within a Dream and hating it at those times. And I'm editing already a video like I usually do, right? I have it on my timeline. And you know what? It becomes even more apparent when you're editing. When you're editing, because you want one shot, you want that shot specifically of that person in that way and that movement, and you can't find it. You cannot find it. They didn't shoot that. They didn't give you that shot. You want that shot. It doesn't exist in the whole freaking 40 episodes. I mean, right now it's like 34 footage, and it makes you mad. You know why I could edit it that many videos out of Guardian, even when it's crappy production quality, standard, money, budget, it looks shabby as hell. I still could edit that many videos out of that drama, not just because I like the two actors and the story at the time, and I got inspired, but also because it actually has raw material that I can pull from the drama that works into edits. And you know what? I cannot, like, this drama is 40 episodes. I cannot pull nearly as many shots that I can use in my edit out of A Dream Within a Dream compared to the same 40 episodes of Guardian 7 years ago with a lot less money and looking like child's play. If you're an editor, you'll get me. If you're not, you don't know how frustrated I am. When I'm editing, I'm like screaming. I'm like, this scene should have been so much better. It should look so much better. That shot should be coming from that angle. I mean, he doesn't make actors look ugly in his camera. Like, I'll put it that way, because certain directors make actors look ugly, okay? So I'll put it that way, is he doesn't make people look ugly, but he still doesn't know where the shot should be taken and why. And how the shot should be taken. Is it moving? Is it not moving? Is it on crane? Do you have is it still? Do you have tilted angle? Does it need to like go a specific way? Like, how does it link to the next one? Again, this guy just has no clue. And I'm so annoyed by that. I can't imagine if this one is shot by the guy who shot A Journey to Love. Exact same script, exact same casting, nothing changes. People still dressing the same way. It is still the same set, still same script, but it's that guy directing. How much better it's gonna look like. How much better it's gonna look like. It's gonna look like a journey to love. You know, Journey to Love has so many really well designed shots. I still see them. Like I see them in my eyes right now. I think about that. There's that bamboo leaf falling shot where Liu Shishi is in the background. She's blurred out. Like I still remember that shot. The shot where they fight on the desert, where there's an army coming in and they are on the valley, and that whole sequence. I'm so frustrated. I'm so frustrated by the fact that it's directed by this director who doesn't know what shot he needs. Go and watch the episode, I think it's 25, if you can see, where just after the execution got held off, and then female lead and male lead had a conversation right outside. And then there's a slow motion shot of the male lead going through the gate of the city. He's under the gate. There's a like a arch. He goes into it from a back shot, like you can see his back going in. And then they come to like his side, about this framing, and he's walking towards. And basically that is the slow motion moment where metaphorically he walks from dark to light. He's gonna reveal who he really is in the court after that scene. He's making that decision of coming out as Li Shiliu, right, to his father. So he's walking in the shadow, and then he comes into the light. And when he comes into the light, he stops and he looks up. He looks like side up to the sun. And that whole sequence is in slow motion. And at the moment he walks out and looks up, you should have a shot that is low, it's top angle, high angle. You have a shot that's tilted and it's on his side, looking towards the sun. And that shot should be on a crane and should start to pull back, and you're gonna reveal the whole empty square where only he is there. And he's stopping for a moment and he keeps walking. You need that he looks up and the camera pulls back and you reveal that whole space. That is the right shot for that moment. What did the guy decide to do? He shot it from the other side. So, and from low angle. So it's not a high angle where the sun is on the actor's face and it pulls back that way. The camera is on the other side, it's low angle. So the guy is in shadow and you're looking up to his silhouette, and he walks outside of the frame, like he walk off the frame, exit the frame in that direction. And when I looked at that shot, I was like, oh my God. We need good director in this moment. This is what directors do. It's like they would call, that's the wrong shot. You should switch to the other side and you should put a crane on there and you should pull back. You're not doing it the other way. It's wrong for that moment. You know, like, go and watch 25 episode. You see what I mean. When he walks through the arch of the city gate, I'm like, ah! That's when my head exploded. It's not gonna add that much more production cost, really, because the crane and the stuff, yeah, you need to set it up, but you just set it up, like, in your plan. So it's still gonna be, on the day you know you're gonna have that shot. You may take it first, you may take the close-up first. I mean, it doesn't matter, like, as long as you plan it, it's not gonna cause it, because you're renting the camera, and the same costume and the same set, and it's everything, same prop, same actor. It's the same, it's just you decide to shoot it in a different way. And there's so many occasions like that, I can tell you, in this drama. When I watch, I'm like, wrong shot, wrong shot, wrong shot, wrong shot. Ah! Yeah, the hair is over. The girl's hair, I don't like it. Like I said, I don't like all the dangling. Like in my video, I said, it's very distracting. It looks cheap. It actually is a pain to manage when you are shooting dramas. Because pretty much every shot, that thing is gonna tangle the hair and it's gonna stick up like in a weird angle, and you have to like take it off. Like the person, the styling assistant on set will be just watching the monitor like that, like staring at it. It's like, that hair, that thing is tangled, go and take it off. It's gonna be so distracting for actors to break their performance, and it's unnecessary. Like all those jingle dingo things, it's like, what does it do? It looks cheap, it's annoying. Historically, people don't do that. Yes, there are like jingling things, but they're usually minor, and they don't act in the crazy way like you see in the drama. And I don't know, honestly, I don't know how humans can live with that kind of hair 24/7. Maybe not 7, it's like 16 or 16 hours a day. You're gonna die from it. It's gonna swing into your coffee or not, your kanji, whatever. It's gonna hit your face. It's gonna just like getting wet everywhere. It's yeah, I don't like it. I agree with the people who said you don't like the hair ornaments. I think it's just. And let's not talk even about like how all those little things on their clothes is gonna be really hard when you feel like on your skin. It's gonna be extremely uncomfortable to wear, and you're gonna hurt yourself, scratching yourself here and there because of the beadings and all the stuff, all the metals that's like dangling. Also, like yesterday's episode when he got stabbed, the fact that the whole treatment has finished, he had 2 holes and they only did they only taken care of the front one. I was like, what happened to his back? He got stabbed too there. Like it just lie on his like other wound. He's like sleeping on one wound and then feeling painful for the other one. Why? Because there's like discrimination between like different wounds. And also the fact that he didn't even get undressed. And his waist like band is still on. Like how do you even treat your belly getting stabbed where your clothes is fully dressed and even your like original like outside waistband is still there? How does that work? I mean, not to mention like it's not hygienic, and it's like you need to basically disinfect everything, right? Not to even mention that. I mean, maybe ancient, like they have a contemporary doctor go in and stitch him up, but like that still not makes sense. Like you still need to undress him. You can't like let him wear that thing and sleep there like for a whole night. And also like his back, you know, nobody, like even when he wakes up today, he's only hurting with his front stab by Chu Guihong, and Fu Gui's stab doesn't work on him. Maybe it's because Fu Gui is his man, so it doesn't count. I mean, shouldn't he be like holding both sides of his torso? It's like, I hurt here, I also hurt here. I cannot either bend down or I cannot do this either. I'm just stuck in one position and I can't even sleep because one is on the left and one is on the right. So I cannot lie down. I cannot do anything. I have to stay still up like for 5 days. Like that's what actually happens if it actually, you know, like in reality, if you get stabbed on both sides of you. I mean, and he's fine. Like he only hurts here. He doesn't hurt on his back. I'm like, come on. Can we just be a little bit more 严谨? Can we just like treat reality with a little bit respect? Not to mention, female lead was fully dressed whole day, whole night, next morning in her wedding gown, where it's like a million layers with like a gazillion dangling bits on her hair. You know, the first thing I would do when that shit happened and when I got home is like taking all those things off. It's like I can't wait to take them off. Every time I shoot my video, the first thing when I finish is taking them off because they hurt and they're heavy. They're getting in the way of everything. And she's got giant hair. She's got like flowers. She's got all those golden things, and her earring is like a meter long. It's all dangling. And she's like sleeping by his side, his bedside. And she literally fell asleep. Now, I tell you, if you have that on your hair and you fell asleep in this way, the next morning you wake up, it's gonna be epic. Okay, it's gonna stick everywhere in your hair. And it's all tangled up. And you can get rid of them, and they're gonna pull here, pull there. You're gonna look like you just got out of a fire. And You may never disentangle them. Your precious golden jewelry will be ruined forever. Because gold are soft, just in case people don't know. And like, I look at that, I'm like, come on. He didn't get undressed. He only got one wound treated. He slept in that shitty, uncomfortable thing with his full hair on, and he still has a hairpin in his like. While he's like that, you with all those dangling bits slept the whole night by his bedside, and the next day your makeup is still perfect. It didn't melt. Foundation is still perfect there. Lipstick is still perfectly there. Hiya! That's script world, hey! I laughed so much at that scene. I'm like, come on, at least it's not like we're all psychopaths and we want to see Liu Yuning naked, which we do. But I'm just saying, for the reasonable thing, you don't have to actually expose his skin, right? He could be just wearing his underwear, like the white thing, and has all the things removed from his head, right? That already signals us that he's being treated. I would be okay with that. You can put a freaking quilt on him because he doesn't have one. He was like sleeping just like that with his clothing, and it will be fine. But why is he still dressed in his red wedding gown? Magnolia Awards. I briefly talked about it in my last weekly. Briefly. I know the drama of Liu Yifei not showing up, but I don't think it's really, you know, anything. She's not gonna get it anyway. Like, it would be stupid to think she's gonna get it over Song Jia. I mean, who would be thinking that? So why Magnolia? I briefly talked about it last week. Yeah. So I've already said two things about the script that I don't like, and a third thing is like the details. So the first thing is script needs to be worked out more. The characters needs to have a consistent logic, and kind of didn't work out perfectly. Second is the director doesn't know where to put the camera. Sometimes, you know, I really have the urges. I can take half the pay. Can I go and become the director of your drama? You know, sometimes I really, like, I may not be the perfect getting along well with everybody on set person, and maybe I'm really, like, I need my sleep, so I cannot work 24 hours a day. Maybe that's why I don't get hired. I don't know, I will never be hired as a director, but the fact is, like, when I look at certain things, I'm like, if I was behind the camera and monitor, I would say, give me that shot, I don't need this one, I need that one, I need that one! I'm so frustrated by the director not really making sense, and he doesn't know what he's doing. Third is certain details, not that you have to make it perfect, but at least you have to show me that you noticed it, okay? And I think no matter how you're gonna reason away with the fact that she doesn't remove her hair ornament, or he doesn't take his clothes off, it still doesn't convince me that in any way that would make sense. It does not. Also, like, you still cannot get away with the fact that he got stabbed on the back too, but you didn't really mention it at all. Mashi, I'm gonna take your word for it, okay? Go and win a lottery in another universe. Anyway, I look at that, you know, like, I just, because it could be better, and it's almost like no cost, no extra cost involved to make it better. That's why it feels really pity. So all the bad things I've said about it, the good things, apart from it's ridiculously funny, I highly appreciate Chen Xueran, the composer. I think he sent out a Weibo sometime. He mentioned for the past year when he's working, so since they finished basically shooting the drama to now, it's been a year. For the past year, he's spending his most of the time writing ridiculous BGM, and he's like trying to make it as ridiculous as possible, and he's kind of gone crazy and had too much fun. And I was like so appreciative of the fact that he did it, and also this drama got him back because A Journey to Love was also done by him. They probably worked out a really good collaboration, and they probably on creative level really get along. And then maybe he got pissed off too. I don't know, because Journey to Love was so hated, and he put so much effort in. I still have the full album on my phone. It's one of the 2, 3 full albums of a drama that I have on my phone. And I sometimes still listen to A Journey to Love's BGM. Some of them are so good. Now, it's not completely only done by Chen Xueran. It's like a collaboration between Chen Xueran, Guan Dazhou, and a couple of other people. But he did all those like small OSTs, like for 5 seconds, 10 seconds, half a scene, right? You need that track in the back, and he did all of those things. It was like a great guy. And he was the guy who wrote Guardian. Hey, music. So, you know, it's all old faces that you like coming back together. And so for this one, he did like 66 tracks. It's like, what? For for A Dream Within a Dream, the music is fabulous. And there are more tracks that didn't end up in the album because he actually doesn't have copyright. I think because it's taken from other people's music and he made it his own version. A couple of songs and a couple of like music are actually from other things. He adapted it, changed it, add lyrics, and moved it and put it in the drama. So it's only in the drama. It's not in the album. There's also classic music that gets quoted. There's like Yi Nian Guanshan, Journey to Love's music that gets pulled into Dream Within the Dream. They shared certain soundtrack. The music is so good of this drama. It's not just the songs. It's also those little background track, all the sound effect. It's like funny. Like I think about them, I laugh. When the female lead is having an internal monologue of ranting about the male lead, she doesn't speak it, and you'll hear the sound effect is the bird. It's like the birds and the flowers, and that's like talking to that's referring to the sort of internet term on China's internet about people using a really pretty 成语 like 鸟语花香. It's like bird chirps and the flower fragrant to actually describe you really wanna just swear, but you can't. So you secretly swear. And so there's this bird chirping sound in her like eye rolling. There's that when they were talking about something and then at the end suddenly there's that sound. I've never heard any drama using it. Like at the end of the comedy line, when the whole thing drops, you hear it, that sound. I love the fact that there are 2 like dolphin, hammer and stupid. It's like 锤锤 和笨笨. The 2 freshwater dolphin that are basically male lead and female leads kissing double. And there's so many more, like so many, just for 1 second existing sound effect that just makes you go. I love the music and the sound design of this drama so much. It's like watching it is like seeing a friend you know for years on internet who's really funny, and you know all their quirks, and you know where they're referring to the things, and when they're making a joke, where it comes from, and it's like in sound form in the drama. And if you are like a highly internet surfing person on 100G, you know all the reference, like all the sound reference they pulled from places. You know where it comes from, and it's just such fun to watch. I think it's still worth it. Becomes less. Yeah, the story is still worth it when it becomes less funny, because that goes to the part where it really is serious. And this is another point I want to say I like about this drama, and why I think it's Liu Yuning's ear, because in his acting he's proven that this guy is so aware of actor-audience's relationship. And a lot of actors, they may be good-looking, they may be actually quite talented, but often I think they lack the understanding of service. which is I'm an actor, I'm playing the role. What do the audiences want to see? And idol drama is a very simple genre. Let's not make it serious and complicated. It's actually a very, very simple genre. As a male lead of a typical idol drama, you should know what the audiences want to see being played out by you. Your face, your body, you're used as an instrument for them to actualize their fantasy. And I think he's highly aware of that, and probably one of the most aware of that male actor in idol drama land these days in China. It has nothing to do with his looks, whether he's tall or not, whether he's skinny or not, or what he looks like. Like, it works, like it adds on things. But I think he's aware of the essential things people going in idol dramas for, and they want to see what, and he gives you that. And many people don't actually get it. Even better looking guys, or more experienced guys, or more professionally trained actors actually don't really get it. Now, what is that? I think it comes from years of not actually being in entertainment and in other lines of work, knowing, dealing with people, clients, service to audiences, because he was a streamer for years, knowing how to please people, really. And because of his relatively humble, completely grassroots background, he doesn't come in as a helicoptered in Nepo baby in any sense that he feels almost like their starting point is they feel they're higher than the audiences. They are, I'm the idol, you should idolize me. Whereas he is like, boss, give me a job. You know, he's like, give me my next 6 months dinner money. And that comes from a very different angle. And that causes him to be very observant and very understanding and very sensitive to what people want when they go in an idol drama. So what I would mean is, you see how he plays all his successful male lead character, counting from even back in the days of Hero, where he plays the character who is Zheng Chunxi's good friend, but eventually they kind of like become an enemy. From that point on to his role in obvious Journey to Love, to his role in The Pearl Girl, where he is the male lead, right? To this year airing Prisoner of Beauty, although it was shot before that. And then to A Dream Within a Dream. If you think about all those characters that kind of left some impression, I think, and kind of built him up. Or even An Le Zhuan, Legend of An Le, Gong Jun and Di Li Re Ba drama, where he plays the male second, counting that one in too. Think about those characters one after another, right? There's one very consistent thing that you can notice him doing. I think a lot of people are unaware of why he succeeded gradually as an idol drama actor. He allows himself to be really broken, weak, helpless in front of the female lead character, to the point where usually the actress in this relationship is less willing to do so. So we have the trend these days in Dramaland where you want to write a big female lead. And what qualifies a big female lead? Well, she doesn't care about emotional whatever things. She doesn't get entangled in romance. She's a big female lead. She has independence. She has a career. She has a business. She has her own whatever ambition of ruling the world instead of being a man's woman. So that almost has become, unfortunately, a default for all female characters. If you don't do the big female feminism slogan shouting, then you are not qualified for contemporary female characters, even in idol dramas. So it puts actors in a really difficult position where idol dramas in the BG relationship basically is selling romance. When you're selling romance, you need basically both parties to completely give up each other for the other person. That's how the romance kind of works. It's like Romeo and Juliet in the oldest, dullest, but most workable form. Now, we have the problem of big female lead and the obsession on the woman not being an emotional person or not giving love priority. And somehow that makes her better as a person, or that fits our current whatever belief of this is what a woman should be in contemporary time. And so the genre and the nature of romantic relationship on screen is basically blending into each other, right? You cannot say, I have to stay on top of you, therefore like I win, and that's a great romantic relationship. No, great romantic relationship is about losing. It's about I lose to you, you lose to me, we lose together, and then because we lose together we win. You know, like that's the logic. But somehow, because of this dilemma, the female female people, actresses get put into this odd rock and hard place. That almost in all cases of those dramas, all the girls, not always, because you know you can argue heroes doesn't really have one, but I'm saying often in a romantic sort of relationship where he is in the drama, the leading female actress gets, whether the actress herself wants to do it, or it's because they think their fans want to see this, or the script writes it that way, or if she has some kind of reservation for it. Often you get a situation where in this relationship with his character in, the girl is the one that audiences feel she likes him less than he likes her. Because he is completely willing to not be the big man, right? It's like, you make me cry and you destroy me, and that's totally fine. And he knows that's what female audiences want to watch. Yeah, interestingly enough, isn't it? Because dramas are mostly watched by 70% female. And particularly idol dramas, that would be even higher. So almost you're completely appealing to a straight women demographics audiences. And when he is aware of that, he's completely willing to service your need as an audience. So he would have no problem of playing that type of role, and he actually enjoys it, and he definitely just does it a lot. Whereas often, think about An Le Zhuan, where she actually is not his Guanpei, right? She is somebody he likes, but she doesn't like him, like the same, like, you know, because there's a male lead. Think about An Le Zhuan. Think about the Pearl Girl, where Zhao Lusi is in it. And then you go up to Prisoner of Beauty, where Song Zuo'er's character, and then to Li Tong's character too. Like these four female characters who are in relationship with him. Think about his characters in those four dramas. It's the same situation where the girl is always hesitant, or she's not fully out there. She's not completely giving herself to the relationship and to trusting the guy or love the guy. She has more worries, more reservations. She doesn't put him like as a priority, at least for a huge part of the story, until probably at the very end. Whereas he is all the way always putting the girl, almost very soon when they get into the relationship, she is number one. So what ended up being is, as female, mostly female audiences watching those dramas, everybody's sort of instinctive reaction to that story is they don't like the female lead and they blame the female lead. They think the female lead doesn't like him as much as he likes her. But you have to think about that is often manipulated by the fact that the script sets it up as such. The actresses are also very much influenced by the current trend of, if you play a airhead, you play somebody who immediately falls in love and completely getting taken over by romance, you're gonna get rented. Your drama is gonna get rented. You're gonna be laughed at, and people are gonna say they're gonna blame you as a weak person, which is not an independent big woman in contemporary society, right? So often you get the problem is you watch the dramas he's in. It's constantly the case where you feel he's the absolutely perfect male lead character in an idol drama who is completely devoted to the female lead, and she's number one in every sense of the way, and he never wavers, whereas the girl is like just, in comparison, not up to standard. And so it gives this really weird result of Liu Yuning, although he's like tall, like really tall, and then he usually plays Ba Zong character, like the Prisoner of Beauty, right? He's the emperor. This time he's a prince and ending up eventually being also like a type of like crown prince, whatever. Or even when you think about Ni Yuanzhou's character, although he is a little bit more sort of a service guy because he's a special agent instead of a powerful politician or whatever. But often, like, because he's tall and then he has that size there, plus his very big male role. Yet, because of his very aware that women audiences want to see the fragile side of a male character in an idol drama. That's what we go for. He totally milks it, and then he also does it in ways that very successfully make him definitely like very strong, like male presence. You will never at any moment feels he's like the pretty girly flower man. He's not. But at the same time, he doesn't appear to be offensively masculine. He doesn't smell in any way like toxically masculine. At the same time, very male. At the same time, playing fragile very well. And apart from the fact that he probably is cheaper than a lot of people, and he offers you free OST tagged along his acting where he gets hired by productions because he's a great deal. Apart from that fact, I think people also gradually during the years in his dramas see that he has that quality that really works for idol dramas. He may not be the best looking guy, and he still gets trolled online these days a lot by the fact that he doesn't look good enough, which I don't agree. Honestly, I think he just looks very unconventional. As a classic good-looking man in Asian standard of idol dramas, a period drama particularly. You know who is the standard good-looking man? Zhang Linghe is the perfect standard good-looking idol period drama man. You can also say there are current young people. Okay, we're not talking about older ones, but say current young people, right? For example, like people who look like Zhang Linghe. He's the classic good-looking man. You can't argue with it. I mean, only when he does not make facial expression. When he stays still, he looks perfect. When he starts to laugh, like you don't want to look at him. But I'm saying still, Zhang Linghe has that classic eyebrow, eye bone structure. You know, like the size of the eye, the nose. It's like that classic standard male lead look. And Liu Yuning is not that look, right? He's completely different. He's so unconventional that some people, when they see something that's too unexpected, because their brain cannot compute it, they would just call it ugly. I mean, that's how I feel about it. But he's actually not. I put it in this way, although he's not perfect, and I can pick out like what's wrong. Like it's not classically male, for example. He doesn't have like a very well-developed brow bone that doesn't jut out like with that masculine quality, right? You can also say he has too sharp a chin, like this. There's almost no angle at here. It goes straight up, and it's very, very sharp. It's way too like sharper than a girl. You can put all that into this and saying like he doesn't look conventional. He doesn't have a big eye, you know, like a very wide, like pretty eyes. Yes, that's all okay. But he is a 狐狸精. I'm waiting for people to type stuff because there's 20 seconds of time lag. But I tell you, he's not only, he's a very, very good, and he's aware of that. He knows how to use it. He is a 狐狸精 on screen. He's extremely aware of how to use everything he has to lure. He can throw that look in his eyes, right? That reminds you of a fox. Very, very 狐狸精. You know, Zhang Linghe, in comparison to Liu Yuning on screen, Zhang Linghe is a 木头, is a wood, is a piece of wood. He has no idea about how to flirt and lure. Liu Yuning is so 狐狸精, and people, if you are fooled by his appearance that doesn't look like standard good-looking man, and you think he's ugly, and you think he's just there to be funny. Like in his live stream, he does all those ridiculous things. He sings, he speaks in Dongbei dialect, and you think therefore he's that, and he's not. He's a deep inside, under all the covers, he's a perfectly well aware of how to use stuff to. He's a hooligan. You just, if you don't see that, you're gonna fall for him. He's so hooligan. He's probably like more hooligan than most of the good-looking actors out there. 你品你细品. That's all I can say is if you can taste that, you can sense that, I'd say you're very, very sensitive. It's a deeply hidden hooligan. Because when he's playing his roles, those like big prince, king, emperor roles, and he plays that, right? And when I watch him playing, I feel like he knows exactly how to use his expression, his look, his voice, and his hands, his gestures, to create that illusion. He's a male fox. He's very, very, very hooligan. Like if you watch Kaitui, if you watch Truth, the Tencent variety show that just finished, right? It's a team of 6 people, 2 girls, Didi Ban Jingjing, and then the 4 guys, Bai Yu, Liu Yuning, Zhou Keyu, and Zhang Linghe. Among the 4 guys, I watched the whole show, and I'm like, the 2 younger ones, they're adorable, but like there's nothing that I don't get interested in them, like as a woman at all. Like Zhou Keyu and Zhang Linghe, like pretty, nice, cute, bye, you know, like schoolboys. I like there's nothing that I can sense that is interesting to explore behind the facade. Whereas for Bai Yu and Liu Yuning, I'm like, interesting. These 2 guys, at least to some extent, are like, I can ping. You know, like when you have like a really great tea and wine, you're like tasting and tasting and tasting. Whereas the other 2 guys, like pretty face, move on. and for Bai Yu and Liu Yuning, I'm like, interesting. It's like really clear, the difference between, I'd say, too young, too simple. Or too young and not yet getting to the point where there's anything interesting, you know, like for them to be explored. Whereas constantly sitting down, lying down, and not wanting to move Bai Yu, and constantly running around making sure everybody is happy, Liu Yuning is like so funny to look at. It's so much more interesting to look at. Zhang Linghe, honestly, he's a very intelligent guy. I feel like it's a pity that he ended up in entertainment business. He would be a much more useful person to the society if he ends up in other things. But if he continues to be an actor, I feel almost it's very hard. I don't think he actually honestly can go further than what he has already. Right now probably is his peak time. Why? Because first, in acting, he doesn't have that much of a talent. That's true. I think everyone can tell. Second, he doesn't have a good voice, which unless he lives his whole life being dubbed by other people, if he cannot solve this problem, his voice and his line delivery, sometimes it's not just line delivery, Mandarin, not even like how well you can control speech. Voice has a quality to capture people. He doesn't have that. Also, he doesn't look good in wig, and that's a problem too. So he is limited to contemporary drama. And still though, when you watch him act, right, this is my feeling, is he's very clunky. He's not refined. He's not a very sensitive and well-refined machine that can be very, very slightly adjusted to reflect a very complicated light. It's like if you are Diamond, you have like a million facade. You can do so much just by moving a little bit. Yet he is a very clunky, like American-made car that burns through the gas like crazy and doesn't have any like super AI in like functions like the Chinese car have these days. It's just huge, clunky, spends a lot of oil to do something, whereas you know, there are much more efficient way of doing things at a better result. And I feel Zhang Linghe is the clunky giant car that looks flashy on the outside, but for him to do very detailed maneuvering, it's impossible. It's impossible. He's too blunt and rough an instrument to do the finely surgical things. So I feel like he's pretty much limited to what he has now. And then Zhou Keyu is too young. He's too young to yet decide how far he's gonna go. Whether there's one day like enlightening dawning light on him. Right now it's too early to tell anything. Bai Yu has his own problems, but he's a more experienced actor. You can expect a very stable bottom line of his performance. But Bai Yu's problem is his upper limit is almost being pressed down by an invisible ceiling. You almost don't see him breaking out of it. Bai Yu's acting, to me, after the years of observation since Guardian, I would put it is he has an invisible cage around him. All direction. It's like a 3D cage around Bai Yu's performance. And it's a weird cage where the harder he tries to break through it, almost he just always hit. Like he shows you that the cage is there. If Bai Yu wants to go up another level in acting, he needs to be broken. Bai Yu as an actor needs to be completely broken and reconstructed. But I don't know if that breaking ever will happen to him. He's not like he's usable, and you can use what like the tricks he has in his bag can give him a good enough like livelihood for I don't know how many years, but he's probably gonna be fine. But if he wants to break through, Bai Yu, very hard. He has a very invisible cage, but it's very present too. Every time I watch him act, I have the problem of I can guess every step he's gonna take next moment, and I always catch it. It's like everything I know, like I'm like, next moment he's gonna look left, look right, look down, look up, turn, give me that look I know, and he gives me that. Bai Yu is so expected. A lot of the training, like people who are like from the Central Academy, right, of Beijing, the theater, they have this particular kind of acting. I'd put it in a way of technicality level. Everything is kind of well sorted out and at a very acceptable level. Line delivery, doing this and that, all the basics of the professional actors thing, they get it sorted out pretty well. But often people who come out of Central Academy has this tendency of they lack a little bit spark that you don't expect. It's like something that comes out of nowhere, something that captures on a big screen in the close-up, like in the movie theater kind of way that the eyes are magnetizingly taking you in, and there's that unpredictable spark that is hard to quantify, but it kind of adds on to that huge star charm for really, really big actors, and acting that are like make people go, hold their breath. He's very, Bai Yu is very expected. You don't hold breath for his acting. His acting is always not failing you, but then everything is like totally within your expectation. And yeah, and I feel like over the years he really hasn't hasn't really changed that at all. It's very stable, that energy. So that's just the other people in Kaitoi. As for Liu Yuning, I have no idea, because honestly, he is not a professional actor, and even when he gets trained on, like, he gets teachers hired, he does, like, he improves over the years. I could see that. And in terms of just being an actor, how far he could do, or how wide a range he could cover, I think up to now it still isn't clear whether this can be a possible long game for him, or whether he could branch off into other genres apart from, let's say, idol period drama, sometimes like contemporary drama also. But I would not be so early to say Liu Yuning would be able to have a very wide range of roles he can play in the future. That still needs time, and right now I cannot say for sure. But I think for the idol drama land, period idol drama land particularly, he's actually a better choice than most of the actors his age range or younger than him, because he's actually old. Sorry, but he's actually old. Most of the younger actors who are in the same track competing for idol male period drama roles, he has a couple of huge advantage over these people already. Even though he's unconventionally good looking, I'd put it that way, does not matter actually. Surprisingly, women actually are not that about perfectly good looking guy. Once you get over the facade, it is always the person behind, whether they're interesting, they're charming. And charm doesn't equal good look. Some people are not good looking, but they're super charming, and women like flock after. I feel like his facade is not bad. It's just not conventional, and people misunderstand that. But then the person behind the facade is really interesting. I think he's the rare, interesting, living, breathing, real human that you almost don't get in Chinese drama land at all. Whether it's those properly trained from Beijing Film Academy, Central Theater, Shanghai Theater, those proper actors, or the idol route, or Nepo baby. Think about who actually has similar background as Liu Yuning has, who has gone through that and got to this point. No second person. Like, I can't think of another person that is in any way like him. Because of him being the unique one-person situation, he basically represents a one unique package that really no one can replace him. He literally becomes irreplaceable. You can't find a second person who has everything he has. And also with a service attitude. It's like, give me money, I do the work properly. There's so many jokes and so many people who don't even do work properly, and they're spoiled, and they're spoiled brat in the industry. In comparison, he's like shining with holy light. Okay. So to me, I feel like I cannot tell whether he's gonna be an actor forever or he can do everything, and whether this route is gonna be future for him to develop like greatly. I cannot tell, but I think with what he has, like whether it's singing, like he would always have a ticket in the singing world. He was always gonna be able to live well with his singing. Like all the dramas need him. He's there. The lead couple is safe, right? He's the security guard for love. He was always gonna have something going on, even if he eventually does not do acting anymore. If he is interested in acting, he would keep working on it. And based on what he's done up to this point in his life, I can tell that if he has a goal that he wants to achieve in acting, he's gonna work towards it. Whether it's gonna be achieved, we don't know. It's like up to luck, and sometimes you can't tell. But on the end of his own effort, I don't worry about him not improving. If he wants to, he will. Because he works at it. You can tell, like, for years, he really wants it, so he goes over and do it. How far? I don't know, but he will keep working. So the further you work and more you work, you're gonna get closer, right? So if he decided acting is gonna be his love of his life and he's gonna pursue it till no end, then I don't know where's the ending. Like, it could be anything. A miracle could keep happening. I have no idea. As long as he's still like working towards it and he's healthy and alive. then sky's the limit. Yeah, because I've got a friend who's into fortune telling and stuff, and she analyzed this guy's chart, and she's like, in her opinion, okay, based on what she can tell, she's like, from this year onwards, pretty much the next 2-3 years should be really good for him. So he's got like a very, very good outlook for the next quite a few years, and he does get a lot of help from people. Based on his chart, he's also the type of person who's gonna get a lot of help because other people like him. Why they like him? Because he's a very interesting, good person too. It's like he helps other people help him. So it's like all, so it looks good for him. The only thing you would worry about him is like overwork and it's like burnout, literally, physically, workaholic tendency and health problem because of overworking. That's very likely to happen. He also has that chart. And I'm like, I don't need to actually look at his chart. The fact that he's a guy who's that skinny and that tall usually means there are a couple of things that can hit him harder than it hits other normal people. Happen to be daughter of a doctor. So the only thing is like, hope he doesn't go overboard, really. I wouldn't really worry about him not working hard. I would worry him go overboard. Fuguer. Yeah, directly from prisoner of beauty, right? Drag him, pop him here. My friend wouldn't do stuff she's not interested in. That's it. She doesn't do stuff she's not interested in, so I can't force her. And she's interested in Illuminate. She's like, I'm so curious about this guy. Let's look at his chart. And his birth time is not publicized, but she basically she kind of like backtracked, and she's like, okay, he's most likely to be born at this time because that reflects in his chart in this way. So yeah, it's really interesting. He's I mean, good wishes is like he stays healthy and don't go overboard. Otherwise, I think it's gonna be a very good 2-3 years to come for him. What else? Anything else I can think of? Yeah, I'm really happy. I'm really happy that he's getting the noticed, because he's the only one I can think of in entertainment, in dramaland, that is like this. Really, there isn't another person. I think to some extent I feel it's just because what he gets today, he fought for himself. Like, he really worked on, like, it's earned. It's so earned. It's not like been picked up by a company that has all the capital behind and trying to package you up and make you into a doll like idol and go out and then, like, basically get money, easy money out of the fans, so pockets of the fans, and being stupid and don't have actually things to offer, cannot sing, cannot dance, cannot act, yet still get so much money and attention, and act foolishly online and sometimes illegally, criminally, right? So in comparison to those despicable people we get in entertainment business, which is everywhere, and you get one person like him, I really want him to succeed, just for the sake of normal people, ordinary hardworking people, right? Just for the sake of normal, ordinary, hardworking people to succeed and climb the ladder. And he's so real. Even when he get famous, he's still like live streaming. He's still real, and he doesn't. And also, he doesn't get held hostage by either fandom or the fact that he doesn't have a company that rules over him, decides what he does and not does, what not do, what he wears, not wear, what kind of like public image you put out. He's like, I am my own person, and I'm at this age where you cannot do anything to me now because I'm almost 40. I'm like, oh my god, thank heavens Liu Yuning exists. Because there's so many fake people in the industry. Almost like everybody is a packaged show that has, like, you don't know what the person is like actually at all. As a person. He's 活人. He's a living real human. How rare is that? He's a Capricorn, and I think he's actually born in 87. Although publicly it says 90, it's not. In case you're wondering. First is Bai Yu unapologetically calls him older brother. Although Bai Yu is 90 in April, technically even if Liu Yuning is 90 in January, he's still brother. But I feel the vibe between them is like he's a lot more brother than just 3 months. So, and also like early days, he actually publicly said he was 87 born. Although later they changed it officially to 90. Maybe just to make it easier for him to get roles. And think about like his, if he's 36 and trying to play an idol drama lead role and he's not that famous yet, it's kind of like awkward. So I think they changed his year. But if you want to look at his chart, he's likely to be, most likely, I mean, 100% actually, 87 January the 8th. And I think it's Dandong. Only astrology, like Western astrology look at birthplace, but Chinese doesn't. And then he's likely to be born around noon. So between 11 and 1 noon. That's not confirmed, it's just backtracking his life. And kind of like a chart, it's like, what's verified? Yeah, it's kind of like he used what happened in his life. Yeah, he looks young. Like even if he's 90, right, like 1990, that means he's 35. Right, but he's actually 38. So compared to his actual age, he does look quite young. Oh yeah, armor shirt. Yeah, that thing I know somebody is talking about in the chat. Yeah, he's born in 87. Because very early on, he said himself, like during his early days of live stream, he said, I've seen the video, he literally said personally, like when he was live streaming many years ago, like I was born in 87. Also, his driver's license got leaked online a couple of years ago. That whole panel of his photo, his name, his birthday, like his driver's license got leaked online, I think. And it's, you cannot lie with driver's license. So basically he's 87. And also, if you look at his chart, it only makes sense if he was born in 87. That he gets attention now, like in terms of like fortune telling, astrology chart reading, all that. If he's born in 1990, it's not gonna be the same chart, and it does not make sense that what happens to him is happening. Yeah, he does, because he entered entertainment so late. Usually people get in there in their teens or early 20s, right? He gets in there like in his 30s pretty much. Where he's almost like, he's already married and divorced, right? He's already made himself a singer. He's already got a fan base in live streaming as an internet influencer. That's when he jumped into acting. Basically, all the highly volatile and dangerous years of your lifespan, where you can get into really crappy young people getting famous too quickly, therefore they lose shit. That period of time literally was wiped out of his possibility because he wasn't in the industry at that stage. And by the time he got in, it's like he's already he's already done everything. Apart from like having a kid, probably like he's done everything. He's already divorced. Like what else can you say? That's a scandal about him. So when his scandal broke out a couple of years ago, when people found out he's like divorced, he was like, yeah, no problem. Because I wasn't even in entertainment business when I married and divorced. Like I got in here after I got divorced, and that person is remarried now. So like, so what? And everybody was like, yeah, like. So he successfully basically jumped over all the highly problematic potential like part of his life that could get into trouble, and basically he's an old man when he got into entertainment, literally, because everybody is like, the younger you get famous the better, right? But he's already passing his best before date, really, when he got in the industry. so in a way, like, it's great. And publicly he would say he's 1990, but trust me, he's 1987. Anyway, to me, I think if I ever need to work and collaborate with a real project that exists in Dramaland, in China, he would be a person highly like on top of my list, just because I know he's gonna deliver acceptable and you can counting on quality work. Okay? And that one thing, that one assurance is like better than anybody getting a huge fandom or famous or having money, because they can house claps, they can call a hooker and tomorrow make everything you down crash. They could be doing drugs, they could do stupid things, they could not work, they could be hard to deal with, they could be asking 10 trailers for 10 assistants on set and make your head blow up, and you know he's not gonna give you any of those trouble. So I'm like, if I ever have to pick somebody and then he's suitable, I'm like, top list one. I'm gonna write his name down, go and ask if this guy has time. He may not be the greatest, but he's gonna give you, like, you expect this quality, you know he's gonna be, you know where he is, and you ask him and he's gonna give you. It's a clean deal. 靠谱. He's just 靠谱而已. He's only 靠谱. He's not that like magical, the best thing in the world, but he's 靠谱. And how hard it is to find a 靠谱 person. Really, these days, that you can count on, basically, you can count on. I've said a lot of great things for him, because I find him being the most special one. We don't have a second Liu Yining. In the industry, in Chinese Dramaland, we should treasure him like a panda. No, panda is like, there's so many pandas. He's not panda. He's like the river dolphin. Where I think there are only a couple left in the world. And one thing also I noticed about him, I think that makes me feel like he's very different, and at least I know this. I think the first time I noticed him, it was back in the Ultimate Note drama. I think Ultimate Note was the one that I kind of noticed him. Although he played a role that doesn't have that much screen time, right? That's when I noticed him. But because in that drama, he basically barely was there, and he doesn't even show his face because he was wearing the sunglasses all the time. So I couldn't really tell what he looks like. He's just tall and skinny, and that's all that is. I think that's the first drama I noticed him. Now, up to later, I've seen him doing stuff, and then I noticed he keeps using his own voice to do acting, and his line delivery improves over time. It got better. It's still not perfect. It could still be better, but then, like, every time, you know, it's improving. I also noticed something I discussed with my friend, which I think is very interesting aspect of him that makes him kind of stand out to me, at least to me, because he has a really interesting ability to play with voice. He has good ear, and then he has a very highly developed command of his voice, not just in singing, also in speech. This is the part beyond, I think, Mandarin being good and pace it and stress it in the right place and speak it properly like a theater performance. I think there's another thing on top of that is whether your voice has the ability to enter others' ears easily. It's not volume. It's not shouting and people hear you. It does not matter whether you speak it softly or loudly. Certain people have the ability to speak, and it's very easy for you to get information, what they say, the carries, and it enters your ear and it stays there. It's like you hear and you very easily get their meaning, and there's no struggling happening trying to understand what they're trying to get to, like what they're trying to relay. It's like the information efficiency is very high. He's one of those people I feel like he has that type of ability to speak, to make it easy for you to hear it. It's not just voice being nice, although his voice is nice, but it's more almost like it enters your ear effortlessly. And some people, even when they have beautiful voices, it doesn't necessarily mean when you hear they speak, you can very, very, without effort, get what they're trying to do. But I find he has a very good voice that enters and stays. Like the information carried in his voice is very easy to reach you and stay with you. It's making you feel it's easy. Hello, people. If you have to go, go. Don't burn out your phone. It's bad for the battery. I don't know like if I can make that clear anymore. But some people, you listen to them, you find it's easy. Some people, you listen to them. For example, if you listen to me speak 3 hours, it's kind of like not too hard. But certain people, they speak 10 minutes and you want to switch off, and you don't exactly know why. You can't tell, but then you tell. Your body tells you you don't like listening to certain people. They don't sustain you for a long time. The energy just gets very annoying. Whereas certain people, like if they speak forever, like you're like, eh, fine, and like it's actually easy. He's one of those easy speaking and easy entering your ears type of people. And that's something I can't quite like logically explain what it is, but it's there. Also, he's very good at delivering emotion with his voice, which a lot of people cannot do. Very, very hard. Also, like in singing, because when you hear him sing, he would manipulate different songs in different ways to fit that character he's singing as, or that mood, or that theme, or for that drama, it needs to be that kind. He changes it, and he changes it quite intentionally and very successfully, because sometimes it's very hard to do that. But if you notice him when he sings different songs, when it's a different mood or purpose or character speaking, he changes it. And it's all different, and it's all specifically designed for that particular song. Like he does not necessarily just automatically apply to everything else. I can tell that. It's very clear, and I'm like, that's a lot of hard work. It's extremely hard for you to change the voice quality when you sing. Also very hard to add emotion. And even sometimes when you think you've sounded so emotionally, you listen back to it, it's still very flat. And he has the ability to, even when he hums, he has a very, very big emotional body behind his voice. I don't know how you do that. Maybe it's just years of streaming that trained him. I mean, he goes through a lot, yes. A lot of people go through a lot, but they still don't, they can't express that in their voice. He can. So I think it's, apart from experience, also it's just too much work. He did it too many times to fully kind of like tune it to the point where I'm really like impressed by how much emotional, like how emotional body, like huge he can carry in his voice. Because I'm also very interested in voice performance, and I've done that when I was little, so I know it. And I would test his songs with my own. I would try to sing his song, but in my key. Obviously, it's not gonna be the guy's key. But I find if it's the same song, I listen back to what he does and I try to imitate what he does, and I find it's almost impossible. Or totally impossible, because sometimes I feel like, okay, he adds that much emotion here, but if I try to sing like that way, no matter how much I think I've tried, I listen back, it's like not the same at all. It's so different. Yeah, that's one thing I'm super impressed by him. I was like, how do you even do that? Like, where does it come from? I wouldn't say his singing ability is like the best out there, right? There are a lot of professional singers who are better trained from like having better quality, even like born with a better sort of like set of tools. He's by no means the best singer out there, but when he sings songs with those type of 江湖, like period drama, all those like 武侠, that kind of element that has that emotional baseline, right? He's like the voice for it. You just like other really pretty, well-trained, operatic, big voice. They sing, but they sing flat. They don't sing that. Like you hear him sing, you see a character, you see a person, you see that person with emotion. You also see a picture. It's like you see a drama or a footage running. When his voice is going over, you can see pictures. Whereas a lot of people, they sing really beautifully. They sound great on album. They're perfectly instrument like precise. Yeah, like when they sing, they just sing. You hear it's just a song. Like there's no engagement. You don't feel the emotion. You don't see a character. You don't see a picture at all. He is not perfect with his like voice. He is not perfect singer. Like he doesn't like work like a machine. He's never go off like pitch or whatever. But like there's a picture in his song. Like he manipulates it with whatever picture he wants to do, and that is the most impressive thing about him. I'm like superpower, because it is so hard to do. It's so hard to do. It's not like you try and you can get it. You may try forever, you never get it. And it's like, ooh. Impressed. Voice is the most impressive thing about him to me, because I'm huge into voice. Also, voice is basically vibration, right? Because it's sound wave directly hitting you. And it's the closest thing human can easily do that actually reveals who you are, and you cannot hide. And that's the most interesting thing I think about voice is face. You can do plastic surgery, you can have makeup, you can hide and you can pretend to be somebody you're not, but the moment you open your mouth and start speaking, you no longer hide. That voice box, the vibration you send out is you. You can open locks with it because it's you. You cannot have other people do it. And it carries sort of like a DNA imprint of who you are, almost. And I just find like so I'm super sensitive to voice, and often if I like or dislike a person, usually it comes from their voice. I hear their voice, I know I don't like this person, I turn away. They can look like the prettiest thing out there and it does not matter. I immediately lose interest in them. And if they have like a voice that is like, wow, then what they look like actually does not matter. I'm like that. I don't know other people, but I'm super sensitive about human voices or other voices, really. Thank you for your super chat, Charm. 93, 92. Wow, that's big super chat. I usually don't get super chats. I'm fine. What dramas are currently filming and at which film sets? I follow a lot of news channel just on social media everywhere that are basically dedicated to looking at entertainment businesses. What dramas got filed, what dramas licensed, what drama are shooting. There are specific like news, social media and channels that they just do that day in, day out. I follow a couple and then pretty much in everything like you can find them. Like you will see the news showing up here and there. It's not too difficult these days. Personally, if you want, you can actually go on the official, I think NRTA has a platform where you can actually check things, whether they get filed, whether they're shooting, what has happened, whether they got licensed, but you need to buy a license or something to access that database. You can. There's an official database you can go in. You can spend money to look at. I don't necessarily need that, so because I'm not really in the industry, you know, like I don't have to work on it to work at a company doing that, so I don't. But yeah, you just need to follow a couple of official sort of like always just talking about basic news about what's going on, what the platform is doing what. They don't do other things. They just put out those stuff and you look at them. That's it. So that's how I do it. Back in the days when I still watch a lot of Western like movies and televisions, which I don't do now anymore, there are a lot of voices I like. English speaking countries' voice. In China, it's hard to say because I mean there are a couple of voices in real life I really like, but they are not stars. They're not people you know. Oddly enough, I had a sweetheart back in high school. Somebody I haven't been in contact for like over a decade now. I don't know what he's doing. But probably he's still doing his job, and then because he's in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in China, therefore the fact that I'm not in China and I'm like overseas person, I don't want to make his life difficult, so I don't contact him. In case, like, you know, I just want to come out and have a dinner with you, but it gets complicated for you because he works at Department of Foreign Affairs, you know, like complication. Anyway, so that person, I knew him since middle school. He is still to date the person that has the best voice I've heard from a guy. Weirdly enough, I already found like the best male voice when I was like 14. And even after that, like whether it's like actors in China, actors in the West, like people I really enjoy their line delivery and their voice. When I think back, I still think his voice is the best. A male voice, really beautiful voice. A person is like, I don't know him anymore. We haven't talked for years, so it's like probably he's gotten like balding and mid-age and big bellied. I have no idea. And any sweetheart emotion I had when I was a kid now is like not there anymore, you know. And he's married, he's got a kid. Like we're completely irrelevant to each other now. But when I think back, right, there's one thing I wish I could always hear is his voice. This guy's got like the best voice imaginable. It's like, yeah. I think my 缘分 with this guy is basically just like letting me know there is a human being that has that voice. I mean, at the end of the day, now I look back, it was like everything was just basically for me to realize you heard the best voice when you were 14 years old, and for the rest of your life, you're going to be disappointed by human beings. It is relatively deep, but not that deep. It's more like a soft and deeper than his age, because he got a very sort of matured voice when he was really young. By the time like he was 10 years old or something, he already started to play radio play characters in Chongqing's radio station as a dad. So like children's play, radio play, he always plays daddy because he has that voice. But it's not like that, not like that. Not like super huge, masculine, deep, big. It's a soft, deep voice. Really, really, really good. But hey, he doesn't show up like in public places. I don't have a recording of his voice. I can't show you, but he's got a beautiful voice. Maybe I'll find him like, I don't know, maybe one day later, if I come back to China, I'll contact him. I'm like, can we come out like just for dinner? And can I drag you to a quiet corner and record your voice to prove a point to my viewers on my channel that you have the best human voice. He's gonna be freaking out. A foreign person, like a person who lived on foreign land for years, right? Is she a spy? Is she approaching me because she wants to be a spy and steal my information? Oh my god, it's gonna be so funny. But I think he learned Spanish. Yes, he learned Spanish. So he mostly got stationed like in Spanish-speaking countries later, and then he now is like in Beijing full time. That's all I know. I have a hair somewhere in my mouth and I can't get it out. Maybe if it happens, okay, I'll record his voice for you and I'll put it on my channel to prove a point. So, you know, yeah. I never found another voice that's like his. Like his, also great. No, it's like all the great voices are their own great voices, but it's like not like him. His voice is very, very, very special. And like back in the days when I watch a lot of like Marvels, right? I like Tom Hiddleston. I like Dan Stevens' voice. Benedict Cumberbatch is not bad, you know. Anyone else? I like James McAvoy, but that's mostly because I like his face. And his accent. His accent is adorable. Scottish accent. Not necessarily his voice, but his accent is absolutely adorable. Yeah, for voices, Dan Stevens and Tom Hiddleston. I like those two very much. Also, Alan Rickman will always have the crown. How about that? In English-speaking world, Alan Rickman is my king with the voice. Like, he holds the crown and nobody takes it away, ever. So sad he's not here. But Alan Rickman will always have my crown. He's the best English speaking voice ever. Okay, I've said so much now. I'll just cool down for a few minutes and cut this off. It's already 3 hours. I still have job to do today. Holy shit. I have to run through a big text file that I have to correct. I love my life. So tomorrow, if I got too tired, I'm gonna cheat. I shall see if I cheat. I have an edit. I have an excuse. I have 6 episodes to run through, and I have a dream within a dream edit to run through that I can't wait for people to see because it's brilliant and it's done by me. As big as the world is, as it has 8 billion human beings, as it has that many YouTubers, I'm the only person who can do that edit. If I don't do it, it would not exist on this timeline. So I'm obliged to do it. Patrick Stewart, no. Somehow his voice doesn't get to me. I mean, like Ian, I think Ian got to me more than Patrick in the old couple of Magneto and Xavier. And then the young Xavier, which is James McAvoy, got me more than Fassbender. Couple more minutes and I'll be off. You know, like I had to hunt on internet to find the perfect editing resource, like the editing footage that are like readable by my basically software, and then not having subtitles so that it blocks the view. I have to search the episodes every day. Like, it's so much work. The fact that I have to do that for a drama, it's like a lot of effort. So if I don't like a drama, I'll never do it. It's so much work and it takes up so much space on my computer, and then it's very tasking. So every time when I edit, my fan I just have a Mac, which is like a iMac, which is very old. I just have a lot of like RAM for it, but it's still old. So when it runs, like the fan is constantly on. It's like zzz, and long minutes I edit 4 hours. It's 4 hours. It's very annoying. Who's Amy? That's the problem. When people ask me English name of Chinese actors, I'm like, who? Zhong Chen. What is this XP thing in the stream? What does it do? XP. What is XP? I have no idea. What is that? Anybody? I'm so stupid. I do live stream. I have no idea what I'm doing. Oh yeah, I don't recommend Sensibility. I love that. I love that. Kate. It's Kate, right? Winslet. I don't recommend. Let me check. I'm on drama list now. Oh, 灿烂的风和海. No, I haven't watched it. Is it good? I don't like Zhong Chuxi. Zhong Chuxi's acting doesn't work on me. She's another person who, like, no matter how hard she tries, I look at her, I'm like blank faced. I don't react to her acting. In the female actress land where nothing works on me, Bai Lu is one, Zhong Chuxi is one. For whatever reason, I don't know. Like, it's my brain, totally, probably. They don't work on me, so I don't watch their stuff. It's not like I don't like them. I watch that, like, I see, like, Han Dongjun, which I think is a pretty good actor, but Zhong Chuxi is... I usually don't watch her stuff is because I watch her, like, I never connect. It's completely... I don't know how to just explain that. I feel like I'm not doing anything when I watch her acting. Chen Haoyu, she's Chen Haoyu, I think she got too skinny. I think she should put a little bit fat back on her. She now is so skinny. It ages her too much. She's actually really pretty, but she's too skinny now. I want her to put back some weight. Also for guys, it's not really good for them to lose too much weight if they're too skinny. It just like... Huang Zi Hongfan. I know this guy. I don't really listen to his song. I know, but I know him. Liu Haocun does not work on me either. Sorry. 七根心剪, 7 Omen, I watched. I'm like... I mean, Song Weilong never works on me. I know that. He's good looking, but he never works on me. And he's really good looking, okay? But he still doesn't... Like, his acting doesn't work on me. Sometimes if the story flows nicely, I can watch, but I would never basically, because of I like him, like I go and watch a drama because I know it's not going to work on me. I mean, a couple of people just don't. I don't know why. 没缘分. That's all I can say. Zhang Xincheng is another one. Hey, talk about Zhang Xincheng. Anybody watching Justice in the Dark? Right, if you've watched Justice in the Dark, when that song happened, when Liu Yuning's song happened, did you get scared and startled? Because I heard that song playing when I was watching the Japanese version. I didn't realize it's him singing until like it's almost the whole song finished. I'm like, hold on. I just heard the song. I've never heard this before because this drama never aired in China. But somehow it sounds a little bit, is it that person? And then I go on the internet and check. I'm like, because when the plot happened, when Zhang Xincheng's character is in the hospital, I think that song showed up, right? It's like the explosion happened. And I was like, it's the first time I think I heard that song, at least in the drama. And it's like, that voice is so intentionally sung with this romantic inclination that I'm like, wow, they found somebody who sung it like, ooh, interesting. I wonder like who. And then I kept to listen and I didn't realize it until almost that whole thing finished. And I'm like, hey. 咋有点像他呢？就是有一点点，就 only a little bit, but not much. And I'm like, So and also it's a drama like 2 years ago. And you know it's a while ago when they shot it. It's like 2022 or 21. So I was like, let me look up Liu Yuning. First, 爱情保安 again. Okay, security guard of romance and love. Like you can't help that. Second, what? What? That's why like I got mind blown because like how can you like he did it on purpose clearly to sound that song, but like how do you switch your voice to a completely different voice that you don't even realize it's that voice? I'm so impressed because I know if I have to sing 2 songs and sound like 2 different people, you'll kill me. I have to do it like for, I don't know, months to get it done, maybe. But it's gonna be every line individually recorded. And I'm like, oh my god, this guy is insane. A magician of voice. So honestly, it gets to the point where I don't really care what he looks like. But unfortunately, he happens to have like ridiculous proportion. I mean, his legs are the best thing. Okay, let's be honest. If you don't look at anything about Liu Yuning, don't like anything, you cannot deny the fact that he has the best pair of legs in the whole world of entertainment. I'm not talking about China. We include all Asian countries. We include all the Western countries. We include the whole world, like just like all continents, all human beings, 8 billion covered. You're probably still not gonna get a second pair of legs that look like that. Body height is very impressive already, yet he has a very short torso and a small head, which gives him all the space for his legs, which gives him ridiculously straight, skinny, long legs. And usually you get 2, it's already the best legs, but he gets 3, which is long, and then straight, and then skinny. I mean, I'm like, those legs are unreal. And one thing about period drama that doesn't allow him to show off is his legs, because it's always hidden under the long robes. You can't see the legs, and even when you see them, because it's in such baggy clothing, you don't see the outline. When he ends up in period dramas like Be Your Own Light, you're right, Be Your Own Light. Wow, those legs! I'm like, I mean, I usually don't get jealous, right, of a guy, but like those legs are like, I drew over them because I want them. I'm so jealous of those long, straight, skinny legs. I'm like, wow, those legs are like, how? It's like a human antelope. Human flamingo. I mean, I don't know, like human whatever. Like those legs are just so, yes, and when he wears like really skinny black pants, it's like a light pose, like 2 poles, just so impressive. Yeah, as you see, I ended up like talking about Liu Yuning again, although I was talking about Zhang Xincheng. And Zhang Xincheng is another guy who's acting, I cannot, no matter how hard I try, it just does not work. I've watched everything he does. And I'm like, I want to like him because I know he's a pretty, like, no joke person, right? He does like work pretty hard. He's somehow it just does not work. Zhang Xincheng does not work. And it's not like his fault, it's my fault, but when Zhang Xincheng puts on a little bit weight and he doesn't get made up really prettily, right? If he's like all covered in dust, like all those proper Chinese series dramas, I don't see him. I find him disappearing. And then when he gets really refined and like not 费度裴树 in Justice in the Dark, like those refined, beautifully dressed up, like pale, skinny vampire boy. When he looks like that, then I am gonna get hated by people, but I see him and the word that shows up in my head is auntie. Like I don't get any male hormone attraction like that vibrates out of him that attracts a straight woman here. I see like auntie. And if he doesn't get like well dressed up and groomed and looking like all dusty and gray and dirty, then I literally don't see him. So either he's invisible or he's auntie. And maybe there was a time when he was like the fresh out of high school sweetheart, school grass, back in the days when the Huckleberry Friend days of the drama. But that only existed for a very short period of time. Afterwards it's just like never the same. I'm sorry. I really want to like Zhang Xingcheng, and sometimes I feel like it's just so sad that his stuff keeps not getting any popularity. But also personally, I can't bring myself to really be interested in him, and it seems everything, like he doesn't look bad. He's like a properly trained actor. His line delivery is pretty good. Like he doesn't have like a lot of mess and fuss around him, like fandom shit. Somehow still though, I it's still not enough. I'm such a greedy person, but I can't get it work on me. So that's Zhang Xingcheng. Okay, we'll hit 1 o'clock and we'll stop. Let's just make it whole. So we're gonna have like 3 hours and 30 minutes live stream. More like criminal evidence of Avenue X rumbling on internet. Youngblood, yeah, probably is also my favorite. Youngblood 1. Youngblood 2, I can't watch it. Its visual is so bad. So the thing that actually impressed me most, weirdly, about Justice in the Dark is the fact that Liu Yuning did a song for it and I couldn't tell it's his voice. Like, that's the most impressive thing. And yeah. So I think from Ultimate Note, I think there's a reason I have a really good starting point impression of Liu Yuning is because of Ultimate Note being such an adorable drama, and then after that I got Word of Honor. And 爱情保安 is like 保安 again. We have a security guard singing the title song. It's still a title song I play till today on my Qing. One of the songs I still play pretty much every time I play. Most of the other songs I have phased out. I have forgotten. I have to actually re-look at my old videos to know what I made for the other songs, but Tianwen is still the guqing that I can play today fully because of that song. I think I had really good early impression of him as a singer. Yeah, at that time I had no idea, you know, like he's gonna fully go to acting like what he did today, but that's like a good time. 2021 was my last good time in BL land. After August, everything went to shit, and then it never recovered. And afterwards, even when you have Under the Skin, which is like a soft BL, right? It's not really BL, it's original creation, but you know they're selling the two guys, for sure. Even that is like never really fully getting anywhere because it's not really focused on it, and then the second season was disappointing. So, you know, 2021 was the last good time for Chinese BL. I think that adds a little bit nostalgia for me. Maybe that's why I had a very good starting point. And then actually after that, I think 安乐传, not 安乐传, 长歌行, 长歌行, right? The 迪丽热巴吴磊 drama, the long ballad. He's a supporting role. I mean, in that drama, I wasn't very impressed by his acting. Also, like he looked weird, and he's more hunched than now. I think he did some adjustment, but at that time he's like really hunched over. but it's pretty adorable in terms of, in that drama, the second lead couple's relationship. It's like cuter than the lead couple. Yeah. So after a few things, it's all like a very like nice impression. I think that's like a good foundation I built. But then after A Journey to Love, like I just went completely revenge mode. And personally, I think I just went completely 逆反, right? It's like the more you want me to do this, the more I don't want to do it. And then the more people completely just lash out on him, the more I want to fight for him, because I find it's just unbearably unfair. Yeah. I just got angry. I just got very, very angry when it's not my thing, right? So ever since then, I was like, whatever people say, Liu Yuning is bad, I'm gonna say he's good. Whatever say people say he's ugly, I'm gonna I literally quarrel with people under my Weibo. Like there were people who really nastily come up to my posts when I say good things about his stuff and say he's an ugly mouse rat, ugly man for Chinese period idol dramaland. He pollutes everything. He doesn't deserve the things, and then they like say all kinds of like, if you like him, that means you have no taste and you are just like pathetic. You've never had good things. You should eat better. Like I get people who come up to my Weibo and then just like trash like that, and I was like, I literally would like. I usually don't reply to this type of thing, and these days I just delete them. But this time, I think the last time I replied and I completely sent a post insulting them in every way possible, and then I deleted them and blocked them. Oh, people, like during A Journey to Love, it's so funny. People complain about everything. They made up the story that he used his power, money, whatever, to change the script so he gets more screen time. He changed the script so he comes up to save the female lead when the female lead doesn't need to save. He's guilty of having a BGM running when he shows up on screen. Guess like he's a male lead, but he doesn't deserve that. He's guilty of throwing a cell phone on the table because he's like he's showing off his 耍大牌, he's the star, and his like when actually it's not the case at all, and it's just because the phone is heavy, and when it falls it just makes a noise. And they completely copied that in the first episode when they were having the script reading meeting, when he was watching A Journey to Love and he did this. That's totally copying what he got pointed out during the promotion of that drama as his evidence of guilt. He literally copied that into the drama, and I was laughing so much because I saw that. I'm like, you're doing it on purpose, and I see it, okay? Great! Keep doing that. Like there are so many things that you can see in the drama that's totally intentionally done with that. Because the throwing of the phone, if you remember, if you've been following what was like said about him that was ridiculous, that it's one fault he had, which is like putting the phone down too loudly. Oh, and like anybody who knew that would be laughing at that point, because I saw that plot like just one shot. It's like 1 second. He did that, and I'm like, who did that? If you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't know. And if you suspect somebody, then you suspected it right. That's like how I would put it. Almost there. We have 5 minutes. So this year up to now, I liked Filter, I liked Moment But Forever, I liked Dream Within the Dream. I think these 3 are my faves so far this year, which is a little bit sad because they're all they're not like major heavyweight stuff. They tend to be, they're not like, none of them is like the kind of of like poster child drama they can put out to say represent the quality of Chinese drama and the best. Not really. They each have things that I feel like disappointed by. Filter, the ending, A Moment But Forever, the ending, and not having money and making people look ugly at the beginning of the drama, right? And not getting too hot. Really, it's sad. So, A Dream Within a Dream. I hope that the next 6 episodes are gonna be okay. Like, I don't expect it would be great, like unexpectedly tying up all the threads and all the holes. Like, probably not. And even when it actually explains everything, like I said earlier, I still don't think it's a fully worked out perfect script. But you know, tomorrow, at least I'm gonna have fun, if not anything. Yeah, I'm just like, I'm so happy with this drama, and also like Liu Yuning's getting more noticed, and he gets like super long interviews like in a row that just got put out. It's by a couple of proper publication, including China's CCTV film channel, which basically is run by a Chinese Film Bureau. So it's under it's under the name of CCTV, but it's not run by CCTV. CCTV and CCTV and then the NRTA are actually same level bureau in China, therefore they don't censor each other. And then the film channel within CCTV's name actually doesn't belong to CCTV, it belongs to the Film Bureau. And then he recently just got like a long interview with Film Channel. He also got a long interview with China Youth newspaper. Anyway, public, like proper government publication. And when you watch his interview, the one thing that you notice that is pretty much different from every other star, let's say celebrity that gets interviewed, is he talks in way too frank and grounded and down to earth way that you feel like he's not an actor. He's like somebody who owns a restaurant that got interviewed, and so he's telling you like what he does in his daily work, and like he doesn't dress it up, like he doesn't make it look posh and pretty. And you know, I'm a cultured person. I'm in the culture content making industry. I'm a celebrity. I'm a star. He so does not talk like that. He talks like he's in his kitchen and he's about to start cooking. Even like his voice and his accent, he actually doesn't use a perfect Mandarin accent. He would use his slightly Dongbei accent to do all those proper big interviews. It's really weird to watch that, and I'm like, maybe you could actually put a face up to just act a little bit. Don't be so frank. He doesn't look like an actor and a celebrity when he does those interviews. He really looks like a chef who is like taken like 10 minutes off his shift and talk to you, and afterwards he's gonna put the apron on immediately and go into the kitchen. He's so he talks like the interview. He gets too excited and talks to the interviewer as if that's like his imagined audiences when he live streams. He talks like when he live streams, which is sometimes I'm like, slow down. I was like, hold on, you know, you're doing an interview. You're not live streaming. Just like. But it's all good. I enjoy that. Yay, yes. It's not 3.5 hours of his celebration. Like the first hour is talking about other things. I only started to talk about A Dream Within a Dream by the time 10:22. I remember. So it's only been 2 hours and a half. You cannot say that's 3 hours and a half, okay? Yeah, well, it's very hard to get me excited. I was like talking to my friend online, like who's also in the industry. I was like, you know, like we should, if ever one day we find an opportunity to do anything, we have to grab this guy. We have to ask him to do things for us. We have to just remember that. Okay, almost done. It's almost 1 o'clock here. I have to go and do other job. I have to get it finished today, otherwise I'll be in trouble. And let's see what's gonna happen with my Saturday weekly video. I have no idea. I may just like go crazy and cheat. Ha ha ha. And people who are not on this live stream will get so confused about me cheating. But you guys can then show up in the comment section and then just like argue for me, right? Just defend me. Because I have 6 episodes to watch. Okay, take care. Thank you for coming. I have more than usual people, like about like 80 more people than usual to show up on my live stream. I guess you are all loving the drama. Have fun. Fingers crossed tomorrow they don't crash the ending, okay? Please don't do a Journey to Love ending. If that happens, we're definitely gonna get a cheat video because I'm just gonna run through that whole video and hate the world for it, okay? Please take care. We'll see you. I'll see you on Saturday.